Welcome everybody to Dragons in the Dining Room.
Hello.
Minor hiccup with the audio there, I figured it out. Tonight,
I don't have a character.
this afternoon, I don't know where you put it.
It's back in the thing because you told me to keep it in the thing.
That makes so much sense.
The thing and the thing.
In the file cabinet.
Right. So, I have to find Katie now because I misplaced her somewhere.
I don't have my character sheet either.
You're fired. I'm finding everybody but Katie right now.
Okay.
I'm working on it, Katie.
No, it's. I can search through.
There it is. Found her. All I had to do was look.
Get your bad look at it here.
Pass her.
Wait, now roll one more time.
Okay.
No,
Me.
you roll.
Alright, there it is.
This is 16.
This
Actually, you don't want to use my dice. Give me 6. Use your die in here.
Alright. Now that we got the character sheet out there, again, welcome to Dragons in the Dining Room. Tonight is Sand and Magic. Quick announcement for anybody who has heard it, hasn't heard it, is going to hear it. We are sponsoring DuluCon, the first annual Comic-Con in Duluth, Minnesota, October 18th and 19th.
Woo!
Woohoo!
We will have many of us present. I know for sure our Tim has his ticket. I have my ticket. We'll be getting my wife's ticket here shortly.
Yay!
I'll get my ticket Friday.
Okay.
I'll get my ticket at some
And
point.
we are also going to be giving away tickets on 2 of our streams. We will have 1 VIP ticket, 1 general admission ticket, and 2 game tokens that will be used for events, quests, discounts, and other things during the con. More of that will be released as we get more information, or they will run it down at DuluCon too. We will be doing that twice. There will be 2 VIP tickets, 2 general admin tickets, and 4 of the tokens being given away. We don't have a set date on that. I'm thinking probably this next weekend is going to be one, and then one of these following Wednesdays will be another one.
You're the slurper.
Not usually.
And with that, we will jump into the game. Does
Ooh!
anybody remember where we left off? Because there was a bit of a hiatus. Not you in the front. Because you and I just had the conversation.
The same thing happens at the dojang too.
Yeah, I had to put her in, Mr. Dan and I had to put her in timeout when we were quizzing
Ooh,
everybody in vocabulary.
Right.
So we're like, somebody other than Miss Gabrielle. Child. Somebody other than Miss Gabrielle.
I think
Miss
we had all just been given like 1,000 platinum, and
Drug?
Huh?
That's wishful thinking.
oh, I'm a little delirious. So.
That's fine.
No, I remember it too. Anyone else?
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't here.
Surprisingly, I was watching some of this stream this afternoon so that I could make sure I didn't miss anything. And I did not miss the whole, you didn't get platinum.
That's a nat 20.
How about Kita? Do you remember anything that
I got
happened?
rolled 3 times.
It's not a rose.
Ash went missing.
Yes. Anything else?
We found a
We beat some sand creatures.
You did.
the same creatures beat us.
No,
It was a mutual beating.
no, we beat them up.
And then
Garlic!
we also found
Oh shoot.
What?
Bang.
For some reason it has the wrong name tags on it.
Aw, thank you, Vestra and Tim.
I got rid of my brother.
It's not something you should be bragging
You should
about
probably get it back.
so much.
Right. We found a chamber with a bunch of statues in it.
And what was special about that chamber?
They were all tieflings, except
What
for the deity.
What else was special about that chamber?
Gold.
Yeah.
And we found? I'm kidding, it was we. You're still adopted.
Okay, now the right rotation's going on. I had Lauren, character change coming up. So yes, you guys made your way into the cave that was mentioned to you by the Tiefling Monastery, and searching through said cave, you found yourselves, especially you, Grug, learning that the Tiefling were not these evil creatures that society has made them out to be. Instead, the murals and artists' artwork that you guys had seen has shown them as being directly descendant of tieflings in the past that worked as the direct followers of some of the deities. In particular, the deity who is the head of the Nile. As you were trying to figure out what to do, because you were just in this big room with pottery, statues, and the likes, you managed to find a small wheel on one of the walls, and by placing certain gemstones in it, different things happened. One of them being these sand creatures came and attacked you all. With a bit of effort, you guys did finally manage to kill them all. While that was going on, Grug managed to find that one of the other gems opened up a staircase that was hidden in the ceiling of this room, to which Katie scrambled up into this room and found out that it was an entire room made of gold that was almost a carbon copy of the downstairs room. After taking a look inside the gold room and realizing that her friends were still being beat up by the sand creatures, she decided to go back and help her friends. And you guys managed to defeat them.
Yay!
However, Ash is still missing.
Ash hat.
And with that, we're going to pick up with Ash. You guys had decided to enter the cave. And as Grug, Katie, and Kita stepped off into a side room, you were checking out the mural that was embossed into the wall in this first antechamber. And without any type of warning, you felt the world shift. And you realized the floor had moved. And much like Scooby-Doo, you found yourself behind the wall that you were looking at. That was all peripheral.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
outside.
He's outside.
Yeah,
That was all sorts of awesome.
No, we're not talking about martial arts fails, because that was last night.
That also wasn't technically a fail. I would still put that in the win category.
That was actually pretty epic.
because I saw it and I thought it was right by my head. I'm like, wait, this is shadow.
That was pretty epic.
Points.
And that was on camera.
No C, not enough.
And you find yourself in the dark.
Great, I'm the new Daphne.
And by dark, you can't see anything. It is pitch black.
Great.
No black.
The good news is you didn't land heavy or anything like that. You didn't get hurt. You just kind of got dumped into this room unceremoniously.
Okay.
And they don't even look good to me. Yeah.
Well,
Right?
I can't because I got sick.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah, because like the last time we got it, and I
Okay.
tried a couple Olays, and it's like my stomach's like, what are you doing?
I don't think they drained him enough.
Huh?
I don't think they drained him enough. Which has got your stomach upset.
Well, no, when I got it was either food poisoning or the stomach flu last winter.
Well,
I had Taco John's right before I got sick. Yeah.
Well, if it's pitch black in here, light a torch.
Outstanding. As you do this, and the light flares up, there's a brief moment where you are unable to see. When your eyes get acclimated to the room that you're in, it's this relatively small room, only about 20 feet across and about 15 feet deep from where you're standing. And you look and you see that there are small bronze plaques all around the room. And for a moment it's rather confusing. Your eyes continuing to acclimate to this, you realize that everything is carved from the stone that makes up this cave. Nice ruddy brown with some white going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And this room is carved very cleanly, smooth, and polished almost.
Huh.
The bronze plaques, as you start to look, are all, some of them are right about waist level, and some of them are just about forehead level. And you realize that there's a slight discoloration in the wall just above each of these little bronze plaques. And most of the plaques are about that big. And you can see that they're affixed into the stone. As you look at the floor, you realize that there was some artwork done into this too, as it's tiled, as opposed to just clean.
Mm-hmm.
They actually put tiling on here. But it is of the same ruddy brown and off-white color as the stone around.
Is there any image? Shadow. Is there any image?
Common putting out all this.
Is there any image in the tiles?
No.
No. It's just regular tile.
Yep, it's tiling, but it looks, as you continue to pay attention to it, it looks like somebody took an entire slab of the floor, removed it, and then cut it into tiles, polished it, grouted it, and made it the floor again.
It's a lot of extra work.
Yeah. How big is the room?
15 feet deep by 20 feet wide.
Any doors?
Nothing that you can see.
Oh, great.
There is, however, that seam of where the wall seems to have dumped you into the room.
Great. I'm gonna carefully look at one of the plaques without touching it.
There is writing on it, and you recognize it as some of the hieroglyphic writing that permeates this world.
Grunk when you need him.
And as you look
I'm
at
busy
it,
saving grass in the other room.
you have some of it
Yeah, over there.
is about twice as large as what's underneath. So as you, they're almost all of them have two lines,
Okay.
and one is a little bit larger than the other.
The space between the plaques and the one above or below, does it look like big enough to fit a body in?
As you start to think about it, yes.
Yeah. I found catacombs, didn't I? Or similar.
Something like that.
Coin.
I'm trying to make as little noise as possible in here. Knowing that,
No one's seen that Scooby-Doo episode.
yes.
Thank you.
Let's see. Because of that light, I should be able to see the entire room.
Oh yeah. There's nothing that misses your attention in this room.
And it was the floor that did that, or was the
As you look at it, there's, when you look at the wall, there's a seam, almost imperceptible, and just large enough for a body to move through it. And when you were dumped into this room, it didn't feel like you were being tossed. It felt controlled, but it caught you off guard.
I'm gonna lightly push, like follow the seam and just lightly push along it to see if
You can
one section
feel
moves.
that there's a little bit of wiggling.
Mm-hmm. And push a little bit harder.
As you start to play with it, you realize that it does take a bit of effort.
Mm-hmm.
You end up having to put a little bit of your shoulder into it, but it starts to tilt down. And you are caught again slightly off balance as the floor underneath you starts to tilt up.
I'm going to keep going till I can get back on the other side.
And
of
it
the
doesn't
wall.
take you very much at all. You go in, you push it down, the wall comes up behind you to help you through. And then as you step off,
I want to look at it from this side now that I'm back where I was originally.
it's just this just this side shy of impossible to see where the seam is, as the carvings that they made into the wall are set so that the seam is part of the depressions of some of the embossing. If it weren't for the fact that you know what you were looking for, you understand how it was so easily overlooked.
Hmm. So now that I'm able to spot that, I'd be able to spot it somewhere else as well.
You're
Or-
not sure.
It'd be a little bit easier to.
You're not sure.
Okay.
Because I mean, even looking away and looking back, just enough, you look at the other doorway and you look back and it's like, oh, hold on a minute here. Yeah, there it is. It's
Okay.
that easy to lose your place.
Is there a big enough space either in the seam or around that area that I could stick a ball bearing to
No.
mark where it is?
No.
Pull out a ball bearing, get quick. Sorry.
And I'm not
You're
gonna
so
use
welcome.
I'm gonna use a dagger because it would ruin this, and I came here to find things and not ruin things. Other unlike other members of my party currently
And pass.
and past. Double check.
I didn't like this yarn looking at it, but I like the way it's moving.
I want to take a small section of rope, cut it off with a dagger, and try to stick it partially into one of the carvings so that sits there so that I can spot the piece of rope.
Okay. We'll let that go.
Just so I can mark it. I mean, can I hear these guys?
Now you can. And as you come out of this door, you realize that you are hearing combat.
Oh, great. I'm gonna follow Son's combat. I'm gonna help them.
Okay, so you make that short jaunt, the 20 feet it takes to get into the next room, just in time to watch as Grug goes, and this creature goes, and turns into sand.
Good job, Grub.
Because I'm the greatest alive.
His goat.
I'm not Tom Brady.
Mumbling to myself, I'm going to pull out one of my long swords and just keep going into the room.
Okay, as you enter this room, it is 50 feet long, and this is where you guys are probably going to have to start drawing again.
Not
As
it.
The original map got destroyed.
Somebody said they took a picture of it.
I'd like to know whom.
Me too.
It might be me.
It wasn't me.
I believe it might have been. Do you remember the date you played?
October 1940.
Quite a few weeks ago.
'Cause
I got it. So I got the Ken Man.
The what?
Ken Man. That's
Okay.
what the
yeah.
statue was labeled as.
Yep. Yeah, so can you redraw that room for me?
You have the picture, you have to redraw it.
Yep.
Got it.
I know how this works.
I couldn't get my other finger up there fast enough.
So use your middle finger.
Thank
Just a
you,
finger.
Angela.
It's not like I was biting my thumb at anybody.
We just got a compliment from somebody on Twitter.
Did we?
You have a cute dragon.
Aww.
The hero's tale.
Oh, found it. Before I stab myself with it.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well, like I said, the new follower on Twitter by the name of Hero's Tale. Apparently they're a group that does TTRPG stuff out of Utah.
Cool. Welcome home.
I love getting new followers because you find out they're from all over the place.
It's one nice thing about social media that extends so far.
There. Oh wait, and then I'll draw.
Alrighty.
What does that say?
So do we all see Ash come in?
I'm gonna give her a chance to draw first.
Okay. We're good.
Do you remember where we were all? I guess it doesn't really matter. Combat's over.
Okay, so put you guys on. Grab your minis and put yourselves on the map. I know that you are standing on some of the stairs.
Yes. Will you toss me the top box of minis, Darian?
Don't toss it, please.
No, yes.
You'll go.
Yellow.
Aha.
You'll.
Uh-huh.
The stairs
Is
were
it?
not drawn,
Sit. There, you toss it.
Yes.
but they were like right in front of the statue.
Okay.
Can I still have any box, please?
I would like to pocket all of those,
You already have, according to the
Okay.
last conversation.
and I'll just grab the rest of them that I see laying around. And
You didn't find too many.
I thought there were like 9 of them.
They were kind of spread about
Oh,
between
okay,
you.
okay.
What were they?
And if my memory serves correctly, it was either 5 or 7.
Okay.
I thought it was 7.
Because I had given you guys a price point for each one.
Yeah, which unfortunately I didn't write down because I'm an idiot.
Don't say that.
Doesn't mean you can't find out later.
Hey, what's this worth?
Pretty much.
No, don't talk about my friend that
As
way.
long as you remember to write down what type of sandstone it was.
Which I absolutely did
I hope so.
not.
Yeah,
I remember one of them was bloodstone.
I'll give you a hint. YouTube, Dragons in the Dining Room, Sand and Magic. You can watch past episodes there.
I don't like this idea.
Because then you can find out what you should have written on your character sheet.
I'm just gonna write a whole bunch of cool stuff. Big old diamond, super awesome ruby.
So yes, Ash, you charge into the next room just as all of this happens. And 3 things pop out as immediately strange. No, cat videos are what you watch when you're not watching us. When you get in there, 3 things jump out at you right away. First one, there is a large flight of stairs leading up into the ceiling.
Okay.
There is water all over the floor. And there are
Emerald.
3 piles of sand on the floor.
I remember.
Good.
Can I figure that the piles of sand are from that creature that I watched.
You know, that's not a large jump.
Okay.
Katie's standing on the stairs, looking pretty rough.
All of them are looking kind of.
Kita's not much better.
All of them are looking kind of beat up. Some of them worse than the others.
Okay.
You missed a nasty combat.
And for some reason, I didn't
Well,
take too much.
I'm trying to remember if we rested after.
No. Our reception is fine. They're not graded. What was that?
Yeah, we didn't rest after.
You rested. You had a long rest before entering. Before entering the cave, so you should be at full health and everything.
Because I'm not written down full health. I don't remember.
You should
why.
be at full
Should be.
health and everything.
Yes, health and spells and all that jazz.
Where the heck have you been?
Behind a really weird wall door thing. I'll have to show you.
So you hid while we fought for our lives?
No, I did not hide.
Elves.
It was a trap door.
Silly elves.
Door. Trap door, he says. You know exactly that there are trap doors considering where we walked through.
I didn't see any trapdoors.
The labyrinth.
Yeah, but I didn't see any trapdoors in here.
Oh wait, Ash, you might want to come take a look at this. Look up here. It's all
Sure.
golden and statuey-ish.
I'm gonna walk up there.
Anybody else gonna follow? Or are you
will-
guys gonna do other things in the room down here?
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
I'll continue. Did we scour all the cool stuff? I know that you said the tables were loaded with stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of golden artifacts down here. Most of them. Okay. I am going to point out that this is a holy place in your society. On top of that, she said there's a lot more gold upstairs.
If I see you grabbing stuff and be like, Greg, put it back.
That's the one goofy thing though. This is a holy place, even though it is completely backwards to everything you learned. As you guys step upstairs and look at this next room, you see, again, it looks like a carbon copy of the downstairs room, only reversed. The statue, I just lost his name. What's the name of the statue again?
Kenman.
Kemen?
Kenman.
Kenmore.
Is on the opposite side of the room. The statues that moved from downstairs and had the little pockets underneath them are now on the opposite sides of the room. Everything is mirrored, but it is completely embossed in gold.
It's a slightly weird aftertaste.
Or not embossed, but
But for the most part, it tastes like cola.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Blazoned.
And boss.
Gilded.
Gilded. That'll work. It's not quite the word I'm looking for. Electroplated is the word I was looking for.
I like gilded better.
I like gilded too. Everything is gilded in gold. And you notice that there are hieroglyphs in all of the gold. Even the statue of Kenman. I gotta find his name because that's bothering me.
It's gonna be Kenman.
How is it spelled?
Kenman.
Well, that's how Kita
It's
spelled
probably
it.
Khenmaan or something like that. Come on, or
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I'm walking here.
he's from New York.
Wow. My protective text is very nasty.
You're
I
welcome.
don't
I
want-
went to type in Egyptian deity of the Nile, and for some reason it said Egyptian deity of the bile. Hey.
Well, they probably have one for that. Ah. I need to keep some of it out, otherwise the tension gets off. I'm just like, "Rrr." so shiny. Thanks, Krabby. That's gonna be stuck in my head
Right?
until I watch Moana again.
You're welcome.
Oh. Okay. Found him. Khnum.
Yeah, Kenman.
Khnum.
Yeah.
Canoe.
Canoe.
Okay, so red fire doggo.
Sort of. Not Kamoon. Canoe.
Canoe.
Good Kenman.
The M and the U, or the M and the N, are transposed in that game.
Oh, okay. Red fire doggo.
Yeah.
Red fire doggo.
Don't worry about it. That's a tangent.
I smell what you're stepping in.
That's a tangent.
Okay.
However, my white doggo is better.
You know what? Moving on.
And you see, again, like I said, there's hieroglyphs all over everything. And it's very organized. As you step around and take a look at these different statuettes and the statue of Khnum, it looks like they're out of place until you hit a specific perspective and everything is in straight lines, almost like a grid.
I feel like my brother told me about something like this on the walls.
Yeah, sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you start to, with your assistance, because the language is something you're familiar with, you start to read this and you realize that it is the story of Khnum and the tiefling and how they came to be. Khnum crafted from clay the tiefling to make them his servants so that they could travel down the great river and plant the seeds that would allow life to grow from this river. And as centuries moved on and the different deities were jostled around in their positions and lost in time, this story has been forgotten and the name of Khnum has been forgotten until you're taking a look at this and you're like, oh yeah, he's one of those ones that gets mentioned like twice in our school books.
What's school?
Right?
Scarlet.
Everybody spells school wrong. They put the O before the other O.
Sure.
Moving on. So, what you make of this, Grog? I thought you said tieflings were the weird ones.
Yes, I don't know. It seems like propaganda to me. I don't believe any of it.
Well, should we tell someone? Like, maybe the monastery.
How do we know any of this is real? Maybe it's all just made up.
Maybe you're made
The
up.
tieflings sent us here. I don't believe them.
I think we should let the monastery know, and then maybe we should let the sultan know.
Monastery know what?
Well, I know they sent us here, but do they know about that place? When we were at the monastery, did we see anything to Khnum?
No.
See, if they knew, then maybe they've forgotten who they are too.
That's possible.
What do you guys think?
I'm ready to leave. I think we were looking for a lich or something like that.
Well, yeah, we are, but is there anything else in this cave other than this room? Right, did we explore all of it is what I'm saying. Did we explore all this cave, DM, or do we feel like there's more to be explored?
Okay, let's look
Alright,
around.
well, is there any other openings outside of this room other than the one we came in?
Not that you found.
Okay.
Maybe we should try the other stones in the circle thingy.
Yeah, because that worked out real freaking well, didn't it, Kita?
And they obviously do something.
Well, then let's shove one in.
Alright, go for it. I already used mine.
So the emerald and the bloodstone were used.
Yeah. Oh, which ones are left?
I don't know. What's on your character sheet?
My amazing
Hold on.
memory skills are what saved me to remember what I had.
I hadn't picked any of them up, but one of them looked like quartz. I'll take the one that looks like quartz.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I have a really easy way of figuring this out. Everyone empty your pockets. Let's see what we got.
If
I
it's on
don't-
your character sheet, then you don't have it.
I didn't
Oh, then
take
it's on
any.
then it's on the floor somewhere.
I didn't take any either.
Can I roll an investigation to look around for more of these stones that Grug might not have put his grubby hands on yet?
I took 2, and I remembered which 2
Because I had taken the emerald, I believe, but then it went.
That was mine.
I had taken one of them and put it in the thingy, and that's what the stairs came down with.
Where were you finding these jewels?
Over there.
There. I'll go look around there.
They were on different. As you're taking a look at this room, there are different plates, and you can see that there's jewels, gold weapons, pottery. It looks like offerings.
Don't touch stuff in a temple.
Tell that to Link, and he's still alive.
You're the one that went missing behind a wall for 30 minutes.
That was not my fault.
I'm blaming you.
And I'm gonna describe I would describe the room that I found when I was in there.
Well, do you see any more walls like that? Like, you know, now that you've seen one, could you find another one if it was hidden easier?
Possibly.
And you said you described the room?
Yeah.
Grug, if we went back in there, could you read the plaque?
Sure.
Alright, then let's go
Maybe
back
we should
in there.
do that, maybe.
We can always come back since I know how the wall works.
This is true.
We'll hit it on the way out.
Well, maybe not hit it, but
I'll smash it on the way out.
maybe we should smash you.
No fight?
You might like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she means that kind of smash.
Oh.
Wait, what? No, she means that kind of smash about Max. You won't see.
I catch you giving me the eye.
Alright, so, if my memory serves correctly, there was a chrysoprase, a translucent green one,
Someone should pick that one up and write it down.
and I
Got
believe
it.
that was the one that opened up the stairs. The emerald and the bloodstone did not.
One of mine, I'm thinking it was a bloodstone, brought out the salmon creatures.
There was a black pearl. There was a chrysoberyl.
You grab a pencil from the little dish behind you so I can give Anne this back.
It's okay. I don't need it right now.
Well, yeah, but later we'll be fighting over one. Thank you.
And I was pretty sure there was an Alexandrite one as well.
Alright, that makes 7. So, what you say, do you try the next one then?
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Death.
You guys are quite pained from your fight. Do you recall that?
Yeah,
Who's the worst for wear?
I'm feeling pretty rough.
So mine. But probably you.
Well, why don't we check out that room first, and then we can always take. Would it be safe to take a short rest in that room then, Jocelyn or Ash? Wrong campaign.
Wrong
Right.
brother.
Same family. I was close. Ash.
There was the only way I saw in and out was that odd wall mechanism.
Well, should we do that first, then we can take a short rest in there?
Yeah, it's pitch black in there, just letting you know.
Well, we're just resting here. What's the difference? One
Well,
room's a
fair. Well,
room.
then let's just take a short rest. Any objections?
I plop down in the corner.
I plop down in the other corner.
I can keep watch while you guys do that.
I'm gonna sit next to the statue.
The statue of Canum?
Yeah.
Alright. And you guys are going to take yourselves a short rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Use the hits dice that you wish to use. Recover any short rest recharge abilities.
Woo! I get my rages.
Hell yeah.
And I get my second wind.
You guys are level 4?
5.
5? Okay.
I will take my 12 out of 12.
Right.
Really? And when you use hit die, you get your con mod too, don't you?
Correct.
Yes. Oh, ouch.
I can also hit you guys up with some Heelys if you need.
It took 4 of my 5 hit dice to get back to max.
You were not resting well.
Well, I rolled 2 2s.
Ouch. I rolled 2 3s.
I rolled 112.
I didn't roll any.
No one likes a show off. Although you're not useless in battle, so
But
we
I'm the
can't be
greatest alive.
the greatest one alive.
Yeah.
As you guys, after you guys take your relax, bandage your wounds, clean yourselves up, were you doing anything else during this short rest, Ash?
Pretty much just looking around the room, keeping an eye out for anything hinky.
Roll a perception.
That's it.
That was my passive.
Oh.
That was also what I rolled.
Oh, never mind.
You guys are done with your rest. What would you like to do now?
Do we want to do a stone or do we want to go look at the plaque? My only thought with the plaque was maybe it will give us an idea of which stones to use and not use.
I
Could
would
be.
agree with that.
It was all in hieroglyphics. There was one line, and then there was another line underneath that, and the hieroglyphs were smaller.
It might be important.
Kind of looks like gravestones.
Well, let's go look.
I'm gonna walk out to the hallway where I saw that and find that little piece of rope.
Yep.
That
Come
I
on, gang.
connected with.
Ash, Keita, and Grog, you go with me.
This entire party.
It was a Scooby-Doo reference.
Oh, where?
Oh, where what? Finger hurt?
Yeah.
So you guys make your way over to that room, and Ash shows you how the wall moves, and you guys are, again, really impressed at the fact that it is impossible to see that scene without that rope being there.
Yeah, falling through that thing was really disorienting.
Well, how do we get through now?
You can get through same way. And I'm gonna push on it.
And as you do, the floor starts to tip, and you guys realize that it is only open. It is only wide enough for one person to make it through.
I'll go through next, then I'll light a torch.
I'll go last.
The four of you make your way into the room, and again, it's a 15-foot by 20-foot room with bronze plaques pinned into the stone wall of this very well-crafted room.
Okay, can I take a look at the plaques and stuff and see if they
And as you do,
correlate to the rocks?
you notice that you see on one plaque, Soder Elia had a perfect memory and was very foolhardy.
I'm sorry. Give me that one more time.
Soder Elia had a perfect memory and was quite foolhardy. The next one you see, Burns Perth, was rather dull, but enjoyed the pleasures of life to their fullest.
Grug's brain starts scrambling because he hates riddles.
I don't think it's a
But
real.
I will-
I think the.
And you see, and then you look at the third one. Yona Chairman, quite sickly through life, but protected her family better than any animal could ever do.
Okay, so these are tunes.
Are you reading each of these out
I will
loud?
read these aloud. They sound like tunes.
Yep, that's kind of what I thought when I looked at them.
There's skeletons in them.
You don't see anything. The way that these are set up, there are openings, what look like should be openings. It's just a slightly lighter coloration of the natural stone around you at what would normally be the mouth. But it's smooth with the wall.
I would guess they're set in wall.
Give me 1 second here.
I'm wondering if there's two floors buried here.
That's very possible.
Because I'm having a little bit of a difficult time trying to articulate what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would start walking around the room, looking at the walls, seeing if there's another way out. Other than the one we came in.
So, you see striations through the rock, like this, but where you see those half circles,
Yeah.
it's a lighter color. Almost like something. Is
Almost
that-
like the feet of sarcophagus.
Can I push on it?
You do push on it, and it has very little wiggle to it. And when you do, you notice that there is slight imperceptible imperfections around the perimeter of this that allow you to slide your fingers in to where you could remove this, as it looks like it's a cap on these toes.
Okay, I'll pop the top.
And I need a Constitution save from everybody.
Woo! Don't touch things in tomb!
Why'd you take me in here then?
Yeah, that's right. He can't keep his hands off anything.
Would I get that, because I can see it advantage thing? No, that's on
dexterity.
Dex, okay.
Danger sense and good thought.
It was a good thought. Katie.
19.
Nice. Kia.
21.
Nice.
Soda.
Ash.
13.
I rolled my one of the night.
And
the
Grug.
normal one.
16.
Good. You all managed to save yourself from this nasty smell that shoots out of the tomb. The smell of decay, while not extremely potent because of the arid and dry atmosphere that this place makes, is still somewhat present. So as you popped the cork, as it were, off this tomb, the smell of death and decay does waft into the room. Somewhat sickening, but not as bad as other places you've seen death and decay. You also notice, very briefly, some glinting inside this tomb, and just as fast as you saw it, it disappears. And then it flickers again, and then it flickers again, but it's always in a different place on this body inside the tomb.
Who's got the torch?
I was holding the torch, I'm assuming
I'm torn between what is that and put the stone back now.
You can't see it.
I can't see it.
He's the one that popped.
Oh,
Just
gotcha,
by
sorry.
sheer smell, it said put the stone back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. I mean, I've got dark vision, can I see it?
It takes a little bit of time because it's hard to make out what's going on here. And oh, you're lucky. Good. as all of a sudden, from inside this tomb, you watch that glinting turns into a mass and lunges toward you. And you guys watch as these beautiful, prismatically colored insects swarm out from inside the tomb and cover Grub.
Oh, lovely.
Not like bugs.
I need everybody with the exception of Grug to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oscar.
Katie.
16.
Good. Kita.
3.
Outstanding. Ash.
21.
That's better than 3.
Hey,
You know,
look, it's
there is
another cat.
something.
I was just
There is
thinking
something about Kita and the
She
native
likes
creatures of this world.
She just likes shiny creatures, apparently.
You are blind.
I'm blind.
You are blind. As
Right,
the torch,
Krabby?
as the torchlight scintillates off of the carapace of these creatures, and you become temporarily blinded. I need initiative from anybody.
That's 3 15s in a row.
That's not as bad as it could be.
No, I'm just like,
Brain fart.
Quit rolling.
Okay.
Oh, no, you have your D6. So that must be, that extra D6
Katie.
Joe must be Patrick's.
Okay. Katie.
18.
Kita.
14.
Ash.
6.
Who's pushing the table?
Grub.
Sorry.
7.
I'm like, no, it's okay. She's like, I've already scooted my chair back twice.
Yeah, I can actually now I can see it. It's
Yeah.
That explains why the table keeps getting
I know. I got like kept getting pissed at the kids. Like, can you not vacuum without moving my table?
Sorry, it was me.
So, with that being said, these beetles are crawling all over you, inside your clothing, all over your body, and you can feel the little barbs and pinpricks of their legs as
They're
they're
eating.
crawling about you. And then,
Krabby was right.
I'll know what these are, right?
what's that?
I'm getting flashbacks.
Oh.
I got PTSD with the bones.
I'll know what these are.
These two should have flashbacks from this exact same campaign.
Yep.
And yes, you are aware of what these are. It takes a moment, but you recognize them as what's referred to as rainbow beetles. They are cousins to scarabs,
Like second cousins or
more or less.
Kissing cousins.
kissing cousins?
And they are most definitely carrion eaters.
Well, good thing I'm still alive.
And then you feel them bite you.
Oh,
They can fix that.
The 16.
it does not hit me. If that's,
Oh, that's right. You're
I'm beefy.
stupid.
I think all of us are pretty, except for
Yeah.
Max.
Don't be mad. Are you mad that you're not killing me?
No, I'm mad I forgot. Oh, wait a minute. You're one of those guys that have a giant AC.
I have huge forearms.
All 6 inches of them? What's your AC? 17, 20, 39?
With no shield, it's 18.
Okay. Are you... You didn't say you had
I didn't
shield
say I had a
armor,
shield.
so we'll go with that. Katie,
Yeah.
it's your turn. Either you're on deck.
Oh no, Grog! I am going to
Get them off. Get them off.
lay down and roll, idiot.
Not
Take
my
the
turn.
flat
Not my
blade
turn.
of my great axe,
Okay?
and I'm gonna smack Grog's back with the flat blade of it.
Outstanding. You have a natural 20 to do that with.
I love you, Groggy.
Thanks, Krabby.
Yeah. So I smack him with the flat blade of it for at least it flat bladed.
With that,
Yeah?
because you're not actually using the weapon as intended,
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna make you damage your weapon.
no,
Oh,
I'm actually just going to remove a little bit of damage.
Okay,
Well, that
That's-
makes sense.
fine.
Please don't slice me.
Can we
in half.
save the 20 for someone else then?
No. It's,
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
not, I'm not reducing it by much.
Gotcha. So you're doing it as intended versus.
Right.
Gotcha. That's fine. Okay. It'd be 50. 17.
17.
Yeah.
Not a bad hit. And like I said, because you're not using it as a bladed weapon,
Yeah.
it reduces the damage by a little bit. It's 15 damage, not 17.
That's fine. I'm just trying to smash the beetles.
And you smash these, and Grug, you are now covered in bug guts.
Yay.
But you are still covered in bugs as well.
And then for bonus action,
Hit him again. Hit him again.
I bonus action use my calls token to summon my floaty whip.
Okay.
I throw it next to Grug, and a floaty whip happens, and I can attack with it as a bonus action, but this time I summoned it.
Correct.
So it does not attack when I summon it.
It's not
Perfect.
a spiritual weapon.
I summon my floaty whip and smack Grug with my blade.
It has summoning sickness.
It does.
Yes.
So that
It's a
brings us.
moisturizer.
So that brings us to Kita with Grug on deck.
Let's see here. I'm going to. Am I still blinded?
To the end of your turn. Yes.
I'm going to try. I don't know.
You can attack. It'll just be a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Hit him. Hit him. Hit him.
Hug Grug! Hug Grug!
Oh, Grug.
Okay. I'm going to attack, I suppose. With the 3-prong thingy.
What?
Because you haven't learned what the name of it is yet.
Exactly.
Took me half a second. I like that.
Stab me with a trident?
No,
Nope.
it's
a
a
sigh.
sigh.
But
Oh,
they
which
don't
is
know
also an option for you.
Last night's game.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to converse about stuff like that, you have a lot of people to ask.
That's a good point.
I gave him a
Oh,
short
that's
list,
a
but I mean, yeah, we.
That's a 16 to hit the bug
Good
thingy.
lord.
Nice.
That's a disadvantage. That's
Even at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, side note,
What?
Tim gets max kudos because he taught me something about monks that I completely overlooked.
What's that?
I should have been doing 4 to 8 more damage around with Loxy.
Okay.
If you're using a monk weapon, it scales up with your martial arts every 5 levels.
The damage die.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then more with Caitlin doing
Mhm.
Is it technically a? Is it technically flanked?
No.
Alright.
Technically, he's flanked by it.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. I'm swinging. I don't know what I'm swinging at, but I'm swinging and I hit it good.
And I'm killing him.
And you hear in your blindness this crunching, squishing sound.
Ew.
And an owl from Grug.
No, not really. Ooh, anything else from you? Oh, make yourself another wisdom save.
No.
Or no, you're just not blinded. I forget.
You're good.
It drops.
Okay.
You are not blind. No.
Okay.
Grub.
Oh, hi.
Okay. And I'm gonna rip my clothes off. I'm not wearing armor because I'm a barbarian.
No, you're just wearing basic clothes.
I'm gonna rip all my clothes off as fast as I can. That's my action.
Whoa.
And send them flying everywhere.
Oh! You ass!
How many bugs are still on me?
Roll me a d12.
As your party members are going,
Whoa.
what are you doing? Oh my god, what are you doing?
Nice. Quite a number of these bugs are just flung across the room.
Okay.
However, you are still covered in quite a few of them.
Okay. I will then take the torch that I'm holding and
That was pretty close to someone.
well, if there's beetles there, it's getting.
So, with that being said,
As long as you're not hairy, because that would not end well.
Orcs are not hairy.
Don't smell well either.
Orcs are not hairy, and I shower.
roll to hit.
An advantage?
Keratin.
Not so much an advantage.
Reckless attack?
Roll to hit.
That's pretty damn reckless.
Yeah, it's a very
I'll give it to you then.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
It was a natural 18 anyways. Natural 19. So 20 lots to hit.
20 lots to hit. Now
I'm
roll,
not
There were-
proficient with the torch, but
roll me a d6.
Carissa got her Loxley weapon last
4.
night.
Okay.
And
You watch as a
Right.
handful of them just
there were jokes.
in the fire
That
just
said that
burst.
She went into this cave with nothing but her acorn. Because she'd chosen her acorn to summon her weapon.
Yeah.
So there was jokes about Carissa being naked in front of her entire village.
Alright. Anything else?
do I get my extra attack? I'll do the same damn thing until they're all off.
You know, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Reckless attack? It's a nat 20.
Okay, roll a d6.
2d6?
1d6.
4.
So 10. Because you automatically get a full die.
Do you not get your mod?
I don't know. You just roll a d6.
Yeah, you would.
You're not proficient
Oh,
in
yeah.
fire damage.
Yeah. Never
Well,
mind.
but he has that fire aura thingy.
He's not raging.
I'm not raging.
But doesn't that technically make him proficient?
Well, if you were and you used your fire aura,
I mean, I haven't been hurt yet, so I'm not mad. I'm just
Get him off! Get him off! Get him off!
peeing myself with no clothes on.
Ash, it's your
You
turn.
guys are probably getting sprayed.
thank you.
As I'm dancing and flailing and peeing. It's gonna happen.
I'm reminded of that video of how women think men pee.
I've never seen it.
Mind you, by the way, I didn't take my clothes off. I ripped them off. So this is gonna be really awkward after fight.
Yep.
I'll
When I'm
let you
standing there
cloak
like-
and we'll like make a loincloth out of it. You are in
How
a
many
mood
clothes are
today. Oh my
Quite a
God.
number.
He was in the mood last night though too.
That's my job.
Yes, thank you.
What would your coworkers say if they could see this side of you?
You're thinking, you're
Go away, Phil. Get your own.
Would you like some roast?
Am I supposed to do that?
Ash, it's your turn.
Last night Joe shot a bird. And he's like, what does it taste like? And then it tastes like a cross between a pheasant and a duck. And he's like, oh, it's roasted. And it went down.
Everyone gets a roasted doesn't because you can't say the other one.
And then you proceeded to say the other one multiple times.
Multiple.
All night.
All night.
I'm gonna wear frost.
I have it on the character sheet, but I have.
No,
Okay.
a pound of flying.
Yes, 1
Yeah,
pound of
just in
flying.
case.
Which I told Minnie, and she's like, at least he can't look at you and say you never gave him up.
Yeah.
Makes a whole new meaning to a flying. I don't
Yep.
give any flying.
It's
I'm
never
gonna
going
wear frost.
away.
Okay.
Trying to freeze the bugs and get them, at least get them stop moving long enough to get them off.
Was it a 1? Was it a 1? Please tell me it was a 1.
No, there's an 18 on the die.
You just want me dead.
That's 21.
Okay. Well, damage.
Nine.
I like horses.
As you watch a number of them get covered in this magical permafrost and just and fall to the ground. Which brings us back to the insects. The number of them that got flung off by your clothing have started to skitter back at you, yes.
I do have extra attack.
You do not. If you're casting a spell, that counts as your attack action.
Because extra attack is when you make a melee attack.
Okay.
Does it say melee attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Casting a spell is a casting spell action. Attack is what gives you extra attack.
Do you get to cantrip after you
Right.
spell?
Well, when you
blow?
no,
As a
actually,
bu-
it just says when you take the attack action.
Yeah.
And you did not take the attack action, you
Took
took the
the
cast
cast
a spell
action,
action. Because that is considered a different action altogether.
Mm.
Okay.
I do make it so you could do a cantrip as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious because you can have a combat cantrip, so.
Which is technically also not quite raw. Nothing else?
Nope.
Okay.
I have a thought. There, Papa. Where?
Okay, this time
I think we're in the
the
same
beetles
range.
start scurrying back at you
They get
again.
advantage now.
They do. I'm glad you said that, but they already hit once. Now they just hit one higher.
Just being honest.
But they all scurry in, and you start feeling as these creatures start to bite into you now. And I mean, they're not tearing at flesh, but they are definitely biting into you. I do need a Constitution save from you that you will most likely beat.
Not 19, so
Yeah.
20 lots.
Yeah,
26.
and the DC for this is tiny. You take 11
No, I
points
wasn't.
of piercing damage.
Ouch! I thought you said it didn't hurt.
No, but you do feel it burn, and you realize that these things are most likely poisonous.
Yeah.
Or would that be venomous?
Venomous.
Venice.
I had to make sure I use the right word. And that brings us to Katie.
Yeah. How many of these things are left?
Your guess is about half of them are toast.
How big are they, by the way? Are they like...
Probably about the size of a half hour.
Oh my god!
Okay. Well, I want to bonus action with my whip,
Have
Okay.
you seen the mummy?
and I want
Yeah, but
to
in they're that
try and smash a bunch of them with my
These
whip.
things are just, I mean, their bodies are about the size of a $50. So with their legs on top of that, they're about that big.
That is, oh my gosh, like 21 to hit,
Okay.
I actually don't get
and
it.
then
I
1d6
think
plus
black
5
will
force
roll.
damage. Oh,
So most
6
of
damage, absolute lowest I can roll with it.
And what kind of damage is that?
Force.
Force? Perfect.
And then my action, I want to,
That's what I'm doing with that Black Widow.
I had that mistake happen once.
same thing, I'm going to take my great axe, and I want to flat blade it
Okay.
against Grug
Yep.
somewhere on his back or backside. I don't want like
You don't want to
flat.
break his nose?
My well-oiled back.
Well, I don't want to flat blade his face or his anything in front that might hurt. I'm trying to be a sensitive friend.
Thanks. I'm still peeing. I'm still flailing.
12.
12?
Yeah.
You do swing at him. And as you do this, you find the only open spot where there are no insects. And you feel a very protracted swing as it goes and kind of stops just as it makes contact.
Mosquito.
You realize that she saw she wasn't going to hit anything and pulled at the very last second. Kita. Or no, you have an extra attack, don't you?
Yes. You said Kita, so I was like, okay. I won't do it again. Flat
You want to hit
blade.
him again? Go for it. I
Yeah.
don't mind how often you hit him.
I'm sure you don't.
Another nat 20.
Good.
Yeah. 12 hit for 56.
Didn't
19.
Didn't need Krabby to fix that one, did you?
Love you, Krabby. 19.
All right. You're noticing that quite a number of these bugs have started to curl up in the fetal position on the ground. Kita.
Ah!
What are you looking for?
I'm looking at something. I'll let you know in a minute.
So, okay, now I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, Katie's on his backside.
Sure.
If I angle myself from his front side, because I don't want to be in the splash zone.
That's not happening. That's disgusting, and we're adult dish sometimes.
With our flying fucks and everything.
Would he then?
I said sometimes.
Would the bugs then technically be flanked?
I will give it to you.
Yes.
You roll 2 nat ones, I swear.
If you roll in that one, I'm gonna be happy.
I'm a halfling.
Yeah, you're right at junk level.
She's a halfling.
She automatically re-rolls a 1.
Okay.
Guess what I
But
rolled
then
out?
she has to take
I rolled
whatever
one.
the number is.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yes, my Minnesotan friend.
It's his fault. Because I can't re-roll the re-roll one, can I?
Oh, you can't, and that's a 1.
What did you roll on the other die?
A 4?
And
So
you had advantage, right?
Yeah.
So why are you taking the lowest number?
I know, but it's still his fault.
You miss. You go to swing your weapon at him and realize that his Willie's wallet, wiggling around in different ways, and you just don't want to take it off.
No.
Thank
Did
you
you
for
just
that.
call it a Willie's wallet?
And
What? She's done.
it startles you. Thank you. Thank you. I was waiting for it. Thank you.
I hate you.
Oh my god! Is it a real slime?
Grub.
I'll continue to scream and cry and try to burn
No,
the bugs off.
don't touch me. I don't like you right now. You're an ass.
How many are left?
Most of them are gone.
Suffer.
Like handful?
Yeah, small handful.
I mean, would it?
Maybe I won't heal you next time.
Can I sort of just pick them up
Okay,
at this point?
thank
Is there just that few left?
Not quite, but
No,
that's
alright,
not a
I'll
bad.
still-
Right, Krabby? That was my thought too.
Of the swarm that was on you, yeah.
Can I just?
Roll a hit. Are you gonna reckless again, or are you just gonna hit?
Just
You're a
that
jerk.
was. I mean, net 15. So even if
I'm a jerk.
And you're
Give me my
seeing as you're
strength
not
20.
using a
I did
weapon.
not start it.
Just it's 1 plus your strength modifier.
so, 20.
Modifier.
Strength mod 5.
So 1 plus that, you did 6 damage.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I rolled 15 to hit.
Right. And when you do damage, just using your hand,
6. Yes. Okay.
1
Thank you.
plus
Sorry, I thought you were
seven.
talking about to hit. Yes, 6.
Perfect. So yeah, you just rip a handful of them off, you get a half a dozen of them, and now your hands are covered in bug goop.
Ew.
Bonus action.
Perfect.
Was that the last one?
You do have extra attack.
Oh, they're not done. I'm sorry. I thought I got.
No, not quite.
Okay, then I'll do the same thing. To hit 14.
Yep, that'll do.
Okay, and so we'll do the same. So
And
6 points of damage,
there's only like 2 or 3 left between you squishing the few that you got.
and then bonus action.
Right. And between the
Mostly
3,
in the hair.
right. And between these other 3 and you managed to take care of all these beetles.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't.
All right, let's get the other one.
Grug, you're.
I'll take my sock and I put it.
All right. So does that,
Maybe he was free
which
balling.
one of the red hot chili peppers are you?
Wait. Right?
Okay,
I lend him my
What now?
traveling cloak.
but you're a halfling, so it like covers half my cheek.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull off my cloak and just go,
I'm good, y'all. I'm from the desert. I'm free balling. All right.
I take a rope and I make a shibari belt with it and hang my traveling cloak in the bag and Kita's in the front so he has a loincloth.
Nah, I don't want it. Thank you though. My
That
AC
was
is
a
18.
really good shibari belt.
Thank
It
you.
it looks lovely. Here you go. Thank you. Okay, now what? That was fun.
Yes, you know that he is not afraid of his masculinity in front of you all?
I am all that is orc. Roar.
I want to take all the clips of Tim and when you go in for promotion, I want to be like, I have something to play for you first.
No.
Oh, yes.
I like my job.
I don't have modified memory yet. Yeah. So yes,
Oh my god.
you have successfully destroyed the carrion beetles that were trying to eat Grub?
Well,
I have no words.
I want to search the rest of the room for another seam that, other than the one we came in with.
Roll an investigation or perception, either one.
May
Okay,
I just chug one of my healing potions?
Yeah, go for it.
14. Perception.
The only seams that you see are on the tombstone, or the tomb taps.
Okay. Well, I don't want to pull another one off.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay.
If need be, we can just. If there's no other way, we'll just use the same wall.
Oh, what does the ceiling in here look like?
It is not clean like the rest of the room. The
Okay.
ceiling is still rough.
Okay, well. Is there anything else we want to do in here? I jam my toe, I'm trying to crack it.
That's all I can think of.
I'll try to walk out.
Yeah.
Likewise.
There's-
Unless anyone else see anything, Kita, don't you? Isn't this your like bowl of wax?
So, as you, Drug, step out of the room, you are immediately met with a figure just down the hallway that leads into this room, standing somewhat cloaked by the
The
darkness.
three furthest
Me
that way.
standing absolutely not cloaked.
And yeah, by anything.
Of sock.
Okay.
Anklet.
And you hear a chuckle kind of echo down the hallway back at you. And you can tell that it's a very good-hearted chuckle. In moments after that, the other three step out of the room, and you all notice that there is this figure half shrouded in the shadow at the end of the hallway that you guys had used to enter this area, standing there.
Chuckling?
No, you Grug and whoever was second out heard the chuckle. The other two didn't.
I hold my axe in the ready position
Okay.
and step kind of half step protectively in front of
Who all
Grug.
has dark vision? Okay, so you two don't.
Right.
Ash and Grug, you both recognize as he starts to shift. It's Tiefling.
Is it one? Do I recognize him? Is he one of the?
No, you do not
Monks?
recognize
No.
him from the monastery.
Okay.
As a few moments pass after the last of you steps out of the room, he starts to step forward. Now this tiefling catches you slightly off guard, as unlike the ones at the monastery that have more humanoid appearance than anything else that the stories may have given, this tiefling looks more like the stories than the humanoid. It has the bent knees like a satyr. It has the cloven hooves like a satyr. The tail is similar to many of the tieflings that you saw at the monastery. You notice that the body is covered in almost fire red fur. But it's not this thick coat. It's almost enough hair to make a sheen. The skin is this dark gray slate blue. And it's odd as he continues to step forward. You got the satyr-like appearance, and then the way the hair is colored, it's almost like a nightmare.
Ooh.
With the fire socks and
Yeah.
all that. And then his head, for the two of you who can't see through the darkness, as his head steps out, you see that he has got an almost beautiful face in the fact that it is extremely angular. It's almost like somebody had a chisel to make the features sharp. Cheekbones and chin line. Sharp nose. Very, very prominent eyebrows and forehead. but there is this brilliance in his eyes of mirth. He looks like somebody who has spent too much time laughing in enjoyment as opposed to being cruel. And there is one horn that is broken on his head. The other one is intact, but you can see that it is very dry and almost appears to be brittle. The hair on his head having turned salt and pepper.
So he is obviously pretty old, maybe?
Judging by how many animals that have horns and whatnot that you guys have had a chance to deal with, yeah, you can guess he's getting old.
Who are you?
That's a question I haven't heard in forever. I am Thraltil.
Thraltil?
Yes, I am Thraltil. I am the caretaker of this shrine.
Oh.
I see you've had fun in the playground.
Sorry, we
Playground.
didn't.
Oh, come on. Better than calling it the death trap that it is, playground sounds a bit more entertaining.
We didn't know which stone to put in. The monks told us we should stop here and look around.
Well, you did more than look around now, did you?
Some of us did.
I wouldn't look at him. You seem to be quite as badly bruised up as he does.
I also wasn't the first one that started messing with stuff.
I
Just for the
helped
record.
him fight. I
Yes.
couldn't stand there when my comrade got injured.
You wouldn't fight if it were for the fact that you were messing with things that didn't belong to you.
Her fault.
Why?
You are all four down here.
Touch.
Those three's fault.
Is there anything we can do to help you clean up?
Oh, heck no. But do come. As he walks right by you guys and past the tomb into the shrine room that you guys had to fight with the sand creatures in.
Playground.
Come with me.
I'm following.
He looks around as you guys step into the room. You hear another chuckle, and it is an extremely well-mannered chuckle. Which one of you has my stones?
I'll go back to the room that we were just in and pick up the stones that were in my pockets and whatnot. And put them in my backpack, but not tell him.
So you're not giving them back to him?
Not yet. I'm waiting for these
I
guys.
don't.
I
Let's
don't
see.
have any.
I don't either. And I'll explain the three that were put in the.
What stones you talking about? We ain't got no stones.
The three that were in the. Wait a minute, how
Your
did you take one of
stones-
your pockets? They're back in that room because you stripped off all your clothes,
That's
which
what I
means
just
you
said.
don't. Oh, never mind. I
You
get
walked
it.
out of the room.
Just said I went
I
back
get
to the
it.
room.
I get it. I get it. Just,
Grab my stuff.
Your day rate, $1 short.
I'm just gonna look at Grug.
Grug is not in the room at the moment.
And we don't know he has them, do we?
I thought we did.
The only one who doesn't know he has them is Ash.
Oh, then I will. Unless you want to, we'll both speak up in unison.
Grug
Greg has them.
Which one of you is Grug?
The naked one.
The one who was
The one that stepped out of the room. Oh,
Yeah.
I think he went to go get them because they were in like his pockets, and then he ripped off his clothes.
well, that would explain why he's walking around like the day he was born.
It's kind of disturbing.
You were born that way. Why would it be disturbing to see everything that nature gave you?
In all its glory.
If that's
You can't
full
hear me. You're
glory.
up there.
I'm coming back.
Oh. So,
Actually, oh, I'm at 100. Do you want your charger?
Grug is it?
Yes.
Can I have my stones, please?
Yeah, don't be like Vistra, taking old man's jaw of old man's stones. Love
When you
Sam.
put it that way.
Grabbed him by the stones and didn't let go.
I only have 2. I don't know about the others. Here's your emerald and your bloodstone.
Much appreciated.
Please.
Yeah.
Then you hear him start chanting in the old language. You haven't heard anybody speaking the old language since you were a child hanging out with your great-grand. So it's a little bit nostalgic, and the three of you are completely caught off guard. You heard.
Let me go.
It might be the outlet. It's goofy.
No, I just used the outlet last night.
Yeah, I used that one last
Wait,
night.
Miss
It's
Darian.
not looking.
Miss Darian.
I also have mine, but I think it's, the
just
outlet
used
itself is starting to push
I know
into
that one worked yesterday, so I want to see if it's. Oh.
Yeah, sure.
That's weird.
Can I see her chart?
I say, yeah, just using it.
Yep. And the thing is it would not surprise me if it's just one of those charger outlet compatibility things, because this house
But
is
we've used
goofy
this
that
one
way.
before.
It doesn't matter.
That's weird.
It doesn't matter.
That's very weird.
So he takes the stones from you, Grug, and no. That's weird. Okay.
That's weird. We'll look at it later.
And places them back on the trays. I don't know if it's the block or if it's the cable, but one of the two isn't working. Places them on the trays, and then as he's chanting in the old language, and you watch as the piles of sand start to vibrate and coalesce into the monsters that you guys have just defeated. Ah, those are the ones that you decided to play with. I can see why you're so beat up. I spar with them quite often.
Oh.
And he says something in the old language, and you watch as they start to move, flit about the room, and start placing everything back where it belongs. And then you watch as they all turn into this pile of sand and into the little hole that they had come out of before.
Neat.
Oh, well, shoot. You broke one of my pots.
Wait, what?
During your combat, look there, you broke one of the pots.
Oh no.
That's why the floor's all wet.
Oh yeah.
I'll offer to pay to replace
Don't-
it.
No, I need no money. I mean, you were upstairs. You saw how much gold I have. So, you, Grug, I recognize as one of ours. You three are from someplace else. And by the smell of you, I would say it's a long ways off.
We smell.
Not even from this world.
Oh, no, we got here through a gate and ended up in the desert.
And they still work. Interesting. So what is it that you are doing here?
We're chasing after a lich?
A what?
A Death Eater.
Oh, I haven't heard of one of those in many, many centuries.
Yeah, we're supposed to find its Philo-Toad Rectory.
Phileo Toad Rectory.
I see.
You.
And you? As quiet as you are, I'm not sure if you have words.
I do. I'm just very irritated with how many times I've told them to not touch things in a temple.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with touching things at a temple.
And to be fair, you've never told me that. So.
I don't think you've ever told us that either.
I did.
No.
She did.
When?
Way back when
Way
you
back
first
when.
met her.
You never told me
Him.
that.
Him.
I originally came into this world with a party who it was in this whole catacomb labyrinth area. They got killed. I fell through a trap door, ended up with these two.
That was before we entered this world, though.
Yeah. He's starting at the beginning.
Right, but he said he originally entered this world.
I understood that he was saying.
That was not Ash, that was
Ladies,
me.
ladies. Let this gentleman speak.
Either which way, I'm now with this group. Our group of ragamuffins at this point.
Who are you calling a ragamuffin?
I believe you.
Oh,
He's the one who got caught by slavers.
this is true.
Oh, so you met them as well?
Yeah.
The master of children or whatever his
So we've
name
been out
is.
here looking for this Death Eater.
Yes.
We ran into a temple or a monastery,
Ah, yes, you have been to the
and
monastery.
they sent us this way. Why? Any idea?
I have a very strong idea.
What would that be?
To teach you,
Why me?
because you have a misconception.
About demon spawn?
Yes.
But what?
Demon spawn.
They're
Oh,
not
I heard
demon-
Digman spot.
Demon spot too. Yeah, if that's how you say it in Hebrew.
Hebrew?
They're not demon
Aramaic,
spawn.
not Hebrew.
Thank you. Oh, that's sexy. Do that again.
Mom, you okay?
Yeah. Intelligence is sexy, and it's a rare trait these days.
Ouch, thanks for calling me stupid.
Ooh.
And ugly in the same time.
No,
Damn.
you impressed
Yeah.
me with geography
Ah,
today.
Fire!
Oh God, my heart.
Do
Go on,
you have
General.
one?
Tim's heart is on fire.
That's just heartburn.
Yeah.
Oh. You're very pretty.
Initiate combat.
Bite me.
Okay. There's much that the people of this world, well, of the city, that is a misconception. You must have done something at the monastery to have gained at least a modicum of trust from my brethren there.
We helped them get rid of some slavers.
Okay, so a bit more than a modicum then. I'm glad to hear that the slavers were driven off. They like to do that every so often.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
I would have to agree. Krabby Patty has a request.
Impressed us with those 6-inch forearms.
Is that a request?
Yeah, he said impress us.
This has impressed us.
Oh.
Is it impressed?
Oh, I did not see the past tense version of the word. Well,
Means I've already done it.
right. So, you
See, you're impressive.
have had a chance to learn a bit from this temple. What are your thoughts?
Into what pockets? Oh.
I have my backpack.
How much is this worth?
Oh!
How about if I wash it first?
Would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
Ew.
Gross.
Anyone else just out for the day?
I don't know what else to
That's a
think.
Mallrats reference.
We've never seen it.
I'm not sure what to think. To be honest, I wasn't prepared for
Then you
getting
are
a
in
history lesson.
Then you are in a good place. Questioning everything is where all of life should start.
Okay, question everything like, why should I believe any of this?
Why would we lie to you?
Never heard it before?
Why would we live in absolute squalor in the middle of a desert where slavers can come take us and kill us while we have this temple gilded in gold that could make everything change?
Because you're dumb.
Or this is the truth and we wish not to destroy the only vestige of truth that we can hold on to.
Well, why wouldn't you just tell the pharaoh? Or sultan, or whatever his
Little
name
lady,
is.
if I was to tell you that everything you knew about the history of your people was wrong, would you believe me?
If there was proof.
It is never that simple.
The truth hurts, but it cuts clean.
It is never that simple.
It's got to start somewhere, though, doesn't it?
And I just started here
Meh.
with Grog.
Meh.
You might have chosen better.
Meh.
Mom, why are you so mean?
Thanks, Kiwi.
My character, Kiwi, and don't worry, Tim knows it's nothing personal. If he doesn't know me well.
He won't be coming back on Wednesday.
Actually, won't be here on Wednesday.
I know.
Wait, what?
Wrong campaign.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we could have run with it.
I suppose.
Well,
Well, thank you for the lovely history lesson.
well, at the very least, it's something to make you think.
I don't think I'm an orc.
You're
I
half orc.
do not believe you.
Huh?
Take your time, rest up here. I will serve some food shortly.
Anything else we should not touch?
Oh, you've already set off the security.
No more security. No more beetles.
You see those gemstones there?
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch them. The tombs in the other room? Don't open them. Simple.
Is there anything I can do to help
Simple.
you prepare food?
No,
Oh.
you are my guest. Sit, relax.
What's your
rest.
name?
Kira told us that.
Yeah, but I wasn't listening. I was busy getting my poop in a group.
Then I'm not telling you.
Oh. I didn't ask you.
Do you remember what his name was?
Someone wrote it down, but I didn't, and that's why I'm asking the name again.
Oh, Teal.
Floratil. Okay. Thank you for your hospitality. And then I go sit in the corner again.
Mm-hmm. After a few minutes, he comes back and there's fruits, vegetables, and a stew made of...
Humans.
You three have never tasted it before. You recognize it as... Grub, you recognize it as native beans, sprouts, lentils, things like that.
Little hint of camel.
So it's not keto friendly.
Most definitely.
Thank you. This is delicious.
Yes, it is.
That is a fantastic... I'm going to have to check this out.
Huh?
Our friend Krabby just did a 3 facts thing on Twitter.
It's like a thread.
Rather interesting. We got tagged in it, so I had to take a look.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Krabby thinks of us as his friends.
Oh, good lord. I'm sorry. So, you guys spend the time, eat up, and without using hit dice, each of you roll 1d12.
Oh, that's a d20. Just kidding.
The other
I
d12.
rolled a 20 on my d12.
It's been a long day.
Katie, what'd you get?
4.
You get 16 health back.
I'm at 4.
Good. Kita,
I've got 7.
What'd you get?
you get 19 health back.
Woo, I only did 3.
Ash,
2.
you get 14 health back.
Was that full? But okay.
That's good. Grub,
6.
you get 18 health back.
Yay.
Something about the foods that he has given you has refreshed you both physically, and your stamina is replenished as well. He also returns with a traveler's outfit for you, Grub.
Aww.
Thank you.
And it is actually large enough to fit you.
I'll stuff it in my backpack.
Okay.
Here you get
This
some
is-
sunburn in some pretty bad
I have
places.
really dark skin.
This is for you for when the weather gets too cold.
Appreciate it, sir.
He means now.
Did you just look down there and then tell me that he means now?
Actually, I believe it was more like this.
True. At least I got the height still.
Rest as long as you would like.
Do you have any information on these liches, Death Eaters? I know you said you haven't heard of them in a long time.
I haven't heard of one in a long time. I'm actually surprised that there is one here. I live in relative solidarity here and seclusion. I have not had any visitors in close to a generation. I'm expecting the next season of monks to make their way here. You are unexpected and happy guests to have.
Thank you.
As towards your assistance with this Death Eater, I know nothing.
Can we get some of this food to go?
I can give you some dry rations, but the soup probably won't stay well.
I really, really appreciate all you've done for us.
It is very much appreciated.
It is my pleasure. I do not get company very often, as I said.
Is there any message you want us to bring to the monastery when we pass back that way?
The monastery knows most of everything I have to say.
Ah.
It's my teachings that they use.
Ah.
Impressive.
Well,
So let's rest and then at dawn we'll head out.
At dawn we ride!
Yes.
and how many hit dice do we get back on a long rest?
Half.
I'm triple checking.
So,
Round it up or down?
always round down.
Down?
Always round down.
I know.
The only exception to that rule that I know of is your starting HP. Or not starting HP, but your leveled HP. They round up. If you take a look at the book and they say take your average, it's always rounded up.
Gotcha. Alright, well, we long rest and then leave, I guess.
Alright, and with that, we're actually going to take ourselves a long rest.
Short.
Short rest. And we will be back
Quarter
in
rest.
roughly
3
30
hours.
minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in a minute.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Oh, hello. Welcome back. This is Dragons in the Dining Room, and we are returning after our break. We are down one player. Our beloved barbarian has taken ill, was kind enough to show up for as much as he could, but unfortunately, he does need to go home and take care of himself. So we told him, go away, get better, come back when you're not going to make the rest of us deathly ill.
Get some rest.
Where we did leave off, however, you were talking to a old tiefling who gave you guys food, rest, and said you're free to take what time you need, and you guys made it your endeavor to spend the evening there.
Yes.
That was gorgeous. Thank you. So, morning rolls round. You're right. We hope he does too. He was actually looking pretty rough when we went on break. Morning comes round. You are all healed. You have everything that a long rest would give you. However, you are without your company.
He's gone.
He is.
Well, thank you. Anyway, if you can hear me.
Maybe he was a ghost.
No, I don't think so. Ghosts don't cook that good.
Oh.
How would you know?
I heard it in stories, alright?
She's fibbing.
Which might
Well, we need to head after the Death Eater then, right?
Right.
Well, okay.
So we should head out.
Yeah.
Making your exit is very simple. You walk up the last flight of stairs out into what you guys had forgotten over the evening is an extremely hot desert. Being underground as you were, the temperature had balanced out to something much more comfortable.
Does Grug put on his traveling clothes?
Grug has put on his traveling clothes. Mostly because the biting sand does tend to make the soft bits of flesh hurt.
There's a very relieved look on Ash's face.
There's a very relieved look on all of our faces.
There was
wasn't that bad.
And you
Are
are standing in the desert.
our camels still there?
They are, and they actually seem to have been groomed a little bit.
Oh, neat.
That was nice.
Felipe is appreciative.
Hmm.
I'm sure they all are.
Well, I will climb up on Meltzar so we can get going.
And which way are you all headed?
Hold on. We were going to the northwest.
Think so?
No, northeast.
I'd say I thought we were going east.
Yeah, northeast.
Are you sure?
No. I'm not 100% sure. Would you please be kind enough to remind us?
There's two other people at the table that might remember.
I thought we were headed east.
And nobody deigned to take notes? A table full of you ladies and not one of you took notes.
I think I did.
I'm
I
actually
took-
kind of shocked and amazed.
I took notes, but I did not take notes on the direction.
Because that was actually important.
Yeah, hold on.
Because we had an idea of the direction the Death Eater had taken.
Southwest it is then. Or no, northwest it is then.
Northwest.
West.
It was west.
Because I have a note that says West Oasis 3 days hence.
Okay, so we're going west.
So we were backwards, but we okay.
Thank you, Ash, for taking notes.
Yay.
It's northwest it is then. You guys are following Captain Jack's compass, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are interested, Google Jack Sparrow. It will ask you, did you mean Captain Jack Sparrow?
Is it really?
Yes. So, you guys get on your camels and you start heading to the west. You are, at this point in time, unawares of what the next landmark might be. The first landmark you were given was the oasis, which you all found.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've hit the monastery, which you were not warned about. And the monastery sent you to this rocky outcropping. And now you have nothing. You're heading west, under the bit of information that you have been given from the Sultan in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Grug has taken a look around again and noticed that the sandstorm that has been threatening is still slowly creeping in this direction.
Well, we should definitely keep moving then.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to get caught up in that.
That's not normal though, right?
We
How
asked
many
Grug.
How many sandstorms have you been in?
We asked Grug. I asked Grug.
Sandstorms are normally quick and deadly.
Is it possible that sandstorm's really the Death Eater?
Which way is it coming from?
I'm gonna ask Grug if it looks like a normal sandstorm.
From this distance, yes.
And it's coming from behind us, right?
No.
No?
It covers most of the horizon as you guys are heading that direction.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
well then, yeah, let's head towards it, I guess.
Okay.
No, there is no dubstep beat coming from the sandstorm. That joke has been done many times. So how are you guys going about this? Are you just traveling in a single file? Are you traveling side by side?
Honestly, probably side by side.
Yeah, there's room for it.
Or there is no definitive
There's
road.
miles and miles and miles of sand.
Alright. Now comes the fun.
No.
D6s.
Yay! For traveling, I imagine.
Yes. Remember that whole make travel quick by rolling d6s idea that I had?
Yep.
It seems that you guys appreciated that because it went really quick. So, being that it's earlier in the morning, you have what could be an entire day's travel, and there's very little for you guys to use for navigation because of the gray sky. There's really not much for stars. You recognize it as being midday only because of your body's clocks.
Gotcha.
A few hours pass by, and I would like all three of you to roll an intelligence. Who wants to play as Grug?
I can.
Because I have his character sheet.
Well, I got a barbarian. Like, I'm already playing a barbarian.
Well, yes, I've got his character sheet, so. And
Right, well, I think we should go this way.
His accent isn't quite as potent as that.
Well, it is, just, it's muffled by my traveling clothes.
So an intelligence from everybody.
Right, I got this. But,
Katie.
Katie got just straight intelligence.
Yes.
Katie got a 17.
Kita.
I got a 6.
Ash.
12.
And Grug.
Grog got a 4.
Alright. So, Kita and Grug. Both of you, as you're traveling and the day has worn on, something on the horizon starts to catch your attention. It's a little bit to the south of the direction you're headed, but it looks as though there is some sort of building that way.
Oh.
Hey, look, there's a building over there.
Ash and Katie, you do not see it. Grug, as he turns and looks, is like, oh, yes, he sees it.
Hold on, my hand holds it that way. I don't see anything.
I don't either.
It's right there.
There's nothing there but sand.
How do you not see it? Are you blind?
How do you see it? Are you?
There's nothing
Stop.
there.
It's right there.
There's
Grug is
nothing.
saying the same thing. Just
Okay. Close your eyes and open them and then see if you still see it. And I'll close my eyes and open them and see if I see it.
Still see it. It's still there.
Can I roll insight to see if I can figure out what's going on?
That's what the intelligence is for.
Oh. Do I know that they're seeing a mirage?
You don't know what they're saying.
Hey, football chick!
Hey.
Glad you're home safe. I don't know. There's nothing there.
Yeah, there is. It's right there.
Grug, there's nothing there.
Yes, it is.
No, there isn't.
You're just a halfling.
You're probably adopted too.
I'm just gonna let that go and let that be the
I
rest of the campaign.
Yep. I think how warm are you two?
About a 7.
When's the last time you drank some water?
Seems comfortable.
Well, I don't think we should alter our course.
No.
Does the sandstorm look like it's getting closer?
It looks like it's... Since the first time it was pointed out to you when you guys left the Sultan City, it looks bigger. It does appear to have gotten closer, but, you know, as Grug has pointed out, it's moving really slow.
I think we should keep after it.
Let's not divert towards the possibly non-imaginary, possibly not there house.
Are you saying I'm a liar?
No, I think you've been in the sun too long.
I feel fine.
We just can't see it. We're not saying you're lying, but we don't really have time to keep going off the trail we're on.
I believe you see what you see, but neither of us do.
Well, maybe that's just because we're more intelligent and we can see it.
Says the one that was strolling around naked.
What's wrong with that? Like the old tiefling said, we're born that way.
Right, Krabby?
She called you a trooper. Did you run over Oprah?
Right. More time passes as the day goes on, while you guys are bantering back and forth about whatever it is that is or isn't seen.
Is the house gone now?
As you've traveled on further, yes, it appears to have vanished from sight.
I still think it was there.
I would like a perception from everybody.
Right.
This is passive, okay.
Katie.
14.
Okay. Kita.
16.
Ash.
18.
Nice. And Grug.
Also 14.
Nice. As you guys continue on forward, you spend a couple more hours traveling, and this time everybody sees another stone type outcropping jutting up from the desert floor. This one looks much larger than the little bit that you had found the shrine in with the tiefling. This one is significantly taller. It's probably from even this distance. It is a bit away. You're guessing 60 to 80 feet in the air. It rises.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
That's big.
And from it, you see, even through the heat of the desert, from it, you see this billowing cloak of steam rising out.
Huh.
Billowing cloud of steam rising out. And there appears to be multiple openings in the rock face that could potentially provide shelter.
Well, do we want to head there for the night?
That might be a good idea.
I see this one.
So do I.
Well, you better see it or you're blind. Maybe you're just too short to see anything.
So you guys are heading in that direction?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. To answer for both of them, you know. Don't want to get confusing.
As you guys start to approach this rocky outcropping, you start to notice that quite a bit before you get to the actual stone outcropping itself, there's the sand changes in texture. Rather than being this fine sand that you guys are used to walking across, it starts to get a lot more coarse.
Is it hurting my camel's feet?
No, it's not hurting the camel's feet, but it definitely is more coarse, and it's not immediately apparent, but after a short time, it almost has a soft crunching sound, as opposed to that very smooth sound that it normally makes.
Ah,
So the difference between, like, different types of snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you get the really nice powder that's quiet when you walk across it, or you get that really crispy snow when it's too cold and it crunches under everything.
Yeah.
Same kind of
Can't walk
difference.
quietly.
As you continue to approach, and you're probably from your guess about a quarter mile away now, as you start to approach, you notice that a lot of the sand is starting to disappear and you see stone.
Huh.
what color is the stone?
It's a very dark brown with a red patina to it.
Okay. Is it? All right. Can we, now that we're a bit closer, can we tell what these cave-like looking places?
Yeah, as you're getting closer, you're starting to see something rather strange about this. The steam is actually coming from multiple different places throughout. And the way that the stones, or what you thought were stones, are sticking out, they're spires. They're jagged spikes. But it's a combination of that red-brown of the stonework and this milky white substance kind of mixed together. And as you start to see the stone closer to where the steam is jetting out, it actually starts taking on an iridescent color.
Well, if the steam has got to be water, right?
Right. Am I familiar with this type of rock and stone being from this world?
It's unique.
Oh. We should call this rock grog because it's unique, just like me.
I hope Tim doesn't watch this.
I mean, this is just payback for whenever he's NPC'd your characters.
Or gone through Caribou drive-thru. Gosh.
He's worse than you.
Way worse.
Oh, boy.
Oh shit.
That was worth it.
Hi, buddy.
That
How
was
you
worth
doing?
it. Do you mind if I take him out, honey?
Oh, well, that's fine.
Okay.
I want to paint him.
Oh, that's
Wait, is that the one with the no tail or that's the one with the tail?
that's on the tail.
Okay, it's my baby.
I just want to look at it.
Yeah, you can look at him.
I'm
Oh,
so judging.
I
I'm so judging right now.
Oh, shit.
I think we should go. I think we should go check it out. As I oil my chest and shoulders through my traveling clothes.
I'd rather have some place possibly enclosed for the night versus
yeah,
out in
he is
the desert.
now.
What was that, Ash?
I would rather sleep or rest someplace that has possible shelter versus just out in the sand.
Okay.
Well, this isn't sand where we're walking, it's rock.
I'm gonna push her off her camel.
You can attempt to.
Uncanny dodge.
How about instead of uncanny dodge, you roll
Evasion.
me an athletics?
I'm glad these table legs are where they are because I'm using them to stretch.
Do you want me to roll a strength?
Sure.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
Can it be acrobatics instead?
It is athletics.
Dang it. Oh, crap.
Just straight strength?
Yep.
17.
Okay, and what did you roll,
Um,
Peter?
not 17.
Like a two-headed ogre, but what?
7.
7. You are jostled by Ash, but fortunate enough for you, it doesn't take much to maintain your grip on the animal. Just because it is a much larger animal and you can wrap your legs around it.
How?
The neck, you can't sit on it properly, so you're sitting just up above in front of its withers and you have your legs wrapped around its neck.
Okay.
Balthazar makes condescending camel noises.
And you're doing this to its neck.
Gotcha. So wait, do I like slide around the front?
Yeah.
Aw, thank you, Tim. It's because I oiled him up, isn't it? I thought so.
After probably another 5 more minutes of traveling, you finally get to the actual rock outcropping itself. And you can see that this is, it's unlike any type of stone structure that you guys have encountered before. You've been to mountains and hills and tunnels and caves and whatnot, and they usually have this very structured appearance to them. This looks like somebody dropped a bunch of stuff on the ground.
And just walked away.
It looks like a combination of pickup sticks and Play-Doh. Like somebody dropped a whole bunch of pointy cone-shaped objects onto a pile of Play-Doh, and it all got squished and mashed together. Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you.
And as you... Oh no, not fun at all.
Oh no!
um, so,
You also got like 3 bless yous in the chat, by the way.
you did.
Oh, thank you. I feel so blessed.
I love everybody.
You also notice that there is a very large opening in the side of this structure.
So, like, big enough to fit our camels in?
Big enough to fit all 3 of your camels in standing on top of each other.
Oh. Right, well, I think we should go check it out.
That's the worst part about it, Football Chick. Something like that happens and the horse looks at you like, what are you doing?
What'd you do that for?
And it's like, you silly animal, it's your fault I'm here.
We need to come out and visit one of these days.
I really need to get down the back of a horse again.
Or just go hang out and watch some football and muck some stalls. Like, I'd be down for that.
You guys can go watch the football.
I am the only
I'll be
football
on
fan
horse.
in this house.
I'll watch football. You probably didn't want to watch today's game, but
Yeah,
What was it?
I
I haven't even been paying attention.
21 to 16.
Was
Who-
it was
who
it
won?
16?
Yep.
It was not
Pats.
us.
The Packs won?
Yeah.
Go Pack, go.
Go back, go.
Alright. Does anybody know a good
Wait,
divorce
were they-
lawyer?
Were they playing against the Vikings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I
It was at
like it.
Lambeau though.
Okay, I like it when the Packers win, but when they play the Vikings, then I'm like, can you just lose this one?
I just like getting people riled up. That's
She
fun.
changed the color on the cross today.
Okay,
It
because
was
the cross
purple.
was purple, and so my uncle was on there, and he's like, "Yeah, really good color for today." You
So
know.
she changed it to green. And her dad's like, honey, that's not a good idea, change it. So she changed it to yellow.
That's neutral.
It
It
is.
is neutral.
Both of them
Because
have
both of
gold.
them have.
They have gold.
Except the Packers are green and yellow.
Right, but the Vikings are
They're
purple and
purple.
gold.
Yeah,
So the yellow could work for both.
exactly.
She just, the look
It's
on...
compromise.
But then Dad found out why I didn't. He's like, "Oh gosh."
It was pretty
Not that anybody in this house would ever do things like that.
No.
You don't care about football, so.
No, but it's fun to rile people up.
Oh, that is awesome, Football Chick.
She has purple.
Yes,
on
it looks really good.
It does.
I got to
seen
see
it.
pictures of it.
I haven't seen it yet.
She sends me pictures.
Nobody talks to the DM, that's all.
I'm a DM.
I'm a DM.
Not right now.
Joe,
I'm
that's
the
because you're the scary DM.
But yes, I'm sure I'm a scary DM. So, you guys see this opening into the rock structure.
Right, well, since I'm the manly oiled up half orc, I can go check it out, I
Go
suppose.
for it.
Have fun with that.
Never know what Mulan felt like.
I get down off Felipe and I want to go explore a little bit.
Wait, both of you are on Felipe?
No, I'm Grog. Grog gets up. Felipe is Grog's camel.
But then who's Katie's camel?
I never named her.
Yeah, you did.
I switched your name like 4 times because you guys kept teasing me about it.
And we're going to continue to.
Because that's who we are.
Alright, so Grog gets down off Felipe and
Right, well, I can't do that for long. I go exploring. I can't say exploring in gross.
I wish I could dye my
You
hair
know
pretty
what?
colors.
I would mix the titanium and the blue.
That would be really cool.
I think
Honestly,
it
the
would
titanium with either would be really cool.
But do these secondary colors a highlight?
Yeah.
Unless you did Arctic blue with titanium highlights.
That would be cool.
Either which way, it would be the titanium. I think would work with either color as a highlight or a base.
I wish I could dye my hair pretty colors.
I do too.
I can.
So, as Grug starts to approach the cave, there is immediately noticeable a heightened amount of humidity in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because all the steam.
Mm-hmm. And it's warmer than the temperature outside, only because of the humidity.
Gross.
But there's this also strange quirk in that there is a bit of a breeze that is kicking out from inside the stone structure so that it cools off at the same time. So for a little while there when the breeze isn't going, it gets kind of muggy, and then the breeze hits and everything cools off.
Grog is gonna stop and see if there's a pattern to this breeze.
Ooh, that's a nice idea.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I agree. Pick
Either one of those, Krabby or Football Chick, either one, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And send pics.
is there a pattern to this breeze?
Not discernible.
Okay, so it's not like one Mississippi, two Mississippi
Yeah,
breeze.
nothing that discernible.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like a breath.
That was my concern. Or, I mean, Grog's concern. Does Grog think that this is a place we could bed down for the night?
He only knows as much as you guys in this sense.
Okay, well let's go.
Grug has made it well known through the travel from the monk's shrine to this current location that he is completely unawares of where and what you guys are doing now. This is uncharted territory.
No, I understand that. Sorry, miscommunication. I mean, because he was the one who walked in to look around.
I put him at the mouth of the cave to describe the humidity and the breeze.
Oh, gotcha. Well, Katie wants to.
I haven't actually had him step.
Oh,
inside.
okay. Tie up her camel. Do we all just want to go and look then?
Might as well.
Why not? Yeah, get off the camel and
Alright.
tie it off. If we
And how are you guys taking care of the camels?
Is there a place we could put some pittons in the rocks and then tie the reins? So like pitten, and then put a rope between the pittons and secure their bridles to the rope.
Roll me a strength, whoever's going to drive the pittons in.
Grug's got that. I got that. I have 6-inch forearms. Ugh.
He's the one.
She's in the so.
Wait, did you get him one? No, he didn't. Alright. Cause he has.
My phone.
9?
9?
Any courses?
He...
We need to get you back on stream.
And that's enough out of the peanut gallery.
Let me go peanut.
Yara.
Just dead.
I can't say much because I approve.
Time and place.
Fair.
Didn't say I didn't approve, just time and place.
I
As he drives the
understand.
pittons in, it starts to go in relatively easily. And then all of a sudden it breaks off.
The
A
pitten
piece-
or the rock?
The rock, it breaks
Oh,
off a chunk
shit.
of rock. But the rock seems to be a lot more porous.
What about
Felipe,
the
stay.
What about the stone that we're standing on?
That seems a lot less porous than this structure.
Well, then we try that. Try putting pittons in that.
I'll help him.
Roll me another strength.
Okay, with an advantage since Ash is assisting?
How is Ash assisting Grug smash pittons into the
He's holding it.
Yeah.
That's not going to give any advantage.
He takes a swing, I take a swing. He takes a swing, I take
10.
a swing.
10. Okay.
Ash,
It
do you
takes-
wanna?
it
My
takes-
hands are slippery from the
It
oil.
takes a little longer than you guys wanted it to, but you get the pittons in.
His hands are just slippery from the oil.
And the stone was a little bit denser than you expected. But yeah, you drive a couple of pittons in, you tie off the rope, and the horses are now tied off to that. And you have a gigantical cave standing in front of you.
Perfect.
I
Kiwi, come here quick.
can lead the way.
You're gonna lead the way?
I think
Yeah.
that's a wise idea.
You sneaky one with us.
But you can't see in the dark.
Let's say how much light is there.
Crap.
You do find that you can go quite a distance in, however, before it starts to get dim.
Okay.
The opening, like I said, the opening to this cave is easily 20 feet across and probably equally as high. It's rather jagged, but not dangerously so. And it takes maybe 20 or 30 feet when you get inside the mouth of this cave before you can feel water dripping off the top of the cave, off the roof of the cave, just dripping down, almost like rain indoors.
Is it warm? Like, is the water warm?
The water is comfortable.
Okay. So it feels a little bit nice.
It's like a warm rain.
Okay.
It's not purple rain.
Purple.
Rain, purple rain.
By
That's
standing.
how farther you're going.
Well, we were waiting for you to cut us off, so we just naturally cut it at like 3 seconds.
That's usually all we can get away with.
Right?
The other thing that starts to become more and more apparent is this stone that you guys are in is extremely porous. The water drips and then runs away. The ground is wet, but it's rather jagged. But rather than being sharp, it's almost bulbous.
Does it kind of look like volcanic rock? Where it has like the holes and stuff in it?
Not so much like pumice, no. But that's an okay analogy. The water will drip and it will vanish into the pores throughout the stone around you. The ground is wet, but because it is kind of bulbous, there's still a lot of traction, so you're not
Chicken
slipping
and
around.
broccoli's on the counter, kiddo.
There are
I thought we were gonna have to hold it.
there.
Shoot, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
What's that?
The corn on the cob. I told the kids I'd do it tonight and I forgot about it.
What I would like to do with that is we're gonna have to buy some tinfoil
Okay.
and some charcoal. We'll use the fire pit.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay, I will clean out the fire pit after stream tonight.
Perfect.
Are you massage after work tomorrow?
It's fine.
Okay.
As you continue to move around in here, you start to notice that the stone ends up becoming much more brilliant. The red and brown of the stonework that you have been seeing starts to it's almost like it washes out. As the stonework starts to take on a milky color and then starts turning into this prismatic iridescent color until it becomes almost clear. And for a short time, it takes you a minute to realize that that's why it's so easy to see in here. that really clear stone is actually working as a prism, and it's reflecting and reflecting and refracting light, so that there is just this soft glow throughout everything.
So now even the halflings can see.
Yes, it's a little bit more than dim light, but definitely not regular lighting.
Yeah.
And you start to notice that there are side rooms that are off to different ways, like small natural caves, and a major tunnel that seems to continue to go down as you get to the very back of this clear stone side of the cave mouth. This tunnel, however, only seems to be about, your guess, 12 feet in from top to bottom,
Okay.
as opposed to the massive mouth in front.
I wish we had a dwarf in our party.
That's okay, get a different one. Just grab a different bag.
Then go take care of it.
Thank you. Come on, Caden, you can do it.
You can figure out how to do these things, kiddo.
Do these look like natural formations?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing about it seems crafted.
Okay.
You know, open up my tally senses.
Smart.
And what does that give you?
I don't have this memorized. I know that I can tell if some place has been consecrated or desecrated.
Okay.
We need a ranger.
Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any celestial, fiend, or undead of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any object, place, or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell.
Nothing pings.
Nothing pings.
Where is it? There we go. Wow. Anything else?
Just keeping that open to see if anything pings farther we go in.
Yeah, does it seem like there's tunnels branching off from this, or is it just kind of like one?
There's the one major tunnel into what look like natural cave-like structures sort of.
Are there any places that look like it would be a good place to make camp? Like
Bless
maybe
you.
where the steam isn't getting to?
You actually haven't seen any steam geysers through here. It's just dripping water everywhere right now.
Gotcha.
Is it clean water? I lick it. Like, I get a couple drops and then...
There is a very acrid taste to it.
Like medicinal acrid?
Like sulfur acrid?
Like it burns your tongue, but not dangerously so.
I guess.
Thank you. I got a couple of lessons.
Yep. We have very polite people in chat.
We do.
We'll give that a second.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Just go on. It's gonna be a minute.
I can't go on. So hi folks, how are you doing this evening? Minor break from the action.
While someone is momming.
Apparently our dog decided to mark our clothing outside that we were mudding with.
Oh no. I suppose if there was like any sort of smells in that mud, it would.
Yep. I'd rather roll around in it as opposed to pee on it.
You were such a brat.
I got it. I got
Good.
like my whole hand over her face.
Be nice.
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, dogs will be dogs.
Stop.
He's Snapchatting.
Who you flirting with? Frostbeard?
No.
Oh.
Stepping.
Shut up.
Yeah, I saw a picture. He's actually not too bad.
I went to high school with him. He
Did
was
you?
a grade before me. Adrian, you ready to go?
Shut up.
When are you gonna go for coffee?
I don't know yet. Shut up.
Need to make that happen.
It's only been like 3 days since I started talking to this guy.
Slowpoke.
We'll see.
Yeah,
shoot, really?
I mean, it took me 6 years to get married, you know. Hey, Darian, you're getting daggers.
From
No, it's less daggers and more of you have no room to talk, lady.
Okay, so that was an incredulous look.
Yes.
My insight
What
roll was a
do you-
little low on that one.
whatever do you mean? I don't understand what you mean that I have no place to talk.
I mean, it only took you like 6 months to actually admit that you were dating Cody.
We both knew we were dating. We just didn't
It took longer
have
than
to
that
be-
for her to actually get the gumption up to do anything about it.
It wasn't just me. Him too. He and I knew we were dating. We just didn't officially declare it.
Not legit until you put it on Facebook.
Apparently not. Or-
No, it's not legit until you look at your friends and go, yeah, we're dating.
We figured we were. We just didn't.
Okay, yes, but whenever you were asked about it, you're like, no, we're just friends.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Pizza does too leave you as soon as you eat all of it.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
No, it
it's
sticks around on your thighs.
there is that problem too, Sikazilla.
I'm just gonna start flirting with all of your characters, Tim.
They're all gonna wind up in the.
Nervous.
Why did I just lose it? Shadow Realm.
I mean, it sounded like, what's Tim's character's name in Nervous? Sorry, I'm still working on names.
Akathor.
It sounded like Akathor was getting pretty friendly with Parisa.
Get your own
Yeah,
luck
but she's
to go.
not. Yeah, but she's not Vistra.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know what kind of luck she's gonna have.
Neither do you.
Nope. Actually, I was rolling really well last night.
That's good.
Like-
it was also the first campaign. Right?
Aside, I think I rolled only one of my d20 rolls was low. Everything else was, I think, over like a 15.
It's over 9,000.
There was a lack of something though. Joe.
I saw.
Okay. Oh God.
That is going to be a thing.
Yep.
And I'm going to have
That
to
should
see
be a
if I can
t-shirt.
get an artist to make a pheasant duck-like bird. And then make a t-shirt.
That says I don't give a.
I don't. 1 pound of flying fuck, please.
I can do the lettering.
Oh shoot. There it is.
Sticky notes.
Justice for truck.
Justice for Truck
Truck door the vigilante.
Door the Vigilant.
He didn't roll. He was an orc that was on guard. He did not roll over a 5 for his perception.
Okay. Wait, what did I miss?
A lot.
What did... Okay, bless you. Oh, that sucks. Does he know he's gonna get sucked into another dimension after that? I agree, dogs. Haha.
Marion. This is for you.
Oh my goodness sakes.
You know, Katie, you should be nice to the Grug, because he really helped us back in that cave.
I'm not being mean to Grug.
You were kind of being mean to Grug.
And it's not pinpointed.
Keita and Grug sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. My response to that.
Help!
It's his oily chest, isn't it?
Oh no!
I wonder if that oils his chest. We should
It's
ask
the way
him.
he rips his clothes off.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You-
Somebody had to say it.
Well, we have our first buyer for the pound of flying fuck.
Football chick.
You know what? I need to get pictures of pheasants and ducks, and I need to knit one.
That's what I was just saying. I want to make a T-shirt that has a cross of a pheasant and a duck on it, and
I'm
then
willing
have
to give it.
1 pound of flying fuck.
She does seem to love oil-chested men.
I'm watching this one very carefully.
Krabby, the oil makes them slip into planar portals easier.
So you
But is
have
he wrong?
so you have these structures inside the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Should we bring our camels in here?
Mm.
I think Mike's still using the kitchen buddy, but thank you. Absolutely yes.
How far does this? Do we see the other side of this cave? Like the other side of the?
Yeah, where it is almost completely transparent,
Yeah.
or not transparent, but extremely opaque. There's the tunnel that leads down, and then you have to your left a large pocket, and then to your right you have another pocket that's probably about half that size.
You said the water tasted
Acrid.
acrid. Does it smell weird in here?
Not particularly. With the occasional breeze that kicks through, the air seems to be okay.
Okay.
Well, we could bed down here for the night with the camels, and that way, like, if there's any predators, they wouldn't get them.
But with the water constantly dripping, that's gonna be a little uncomfortable.
So
Is there anywhere where it's dry? Any raised areas?
No.
Oh.
There is a light layer of moisture on just about everything here.
Ash, what's up with you?
Just observing, thinking thinking of what else we can do. Whether we want to just keep going or not. Why?
You have an odd look on your face. What was it that Mom used to say? The cat that ate the canary.
Oh, like he's looking smug.
No, like there's something that. Like
Like
he's
he's up
trying
to
to hide
something.
something. Yeah.
Are you up to something?
Why would I be up to something? I'm stuck in the same realm as you.
I don't know. Maybe you want to take over the realm. I don't know.
No.
God would know what you were up to. Yeah. Just sleep on Grog, you know you want to.
We just slide off. He's oiled.
Oh, good point. Sorry, Grog, we would, but yeah, we just slide off. Well, let's go check out the tunnel then.
Wait, aren't you gonna apologize to Grog?
For what?
You were being mean to him earlier.
How was I being mean to him? Like, I went down to do laundry and I came back and everyone's like, "Ooh, poor Grog. Poor manly, oiled, half-naked Grog." The fudge did I miss?
You're doing it now. You're being mean to Grog.
Player versus character.
This is character.
Right.
She's in character.
Right. I'm saying when I was playing Grog, I was in character.
She's in character.
Saying you're mean to Grog.
She's saying that Katie's being mean to Grog.
Right, I understand that, but I don't... Katie didn't do anything mean to Grog.
She's saying you did.
What do you think I did to...
Tita and Katie are having an argument right now.
The fudge nuts, you people. What did I do that was mean? Break it down for me in small words like I use with you.
Well, now you're just being mean to me for
Well,
no
of course
reason.
I'm being mean to you. You're adopted and you're my sister and you're being an asshat.
I'm not the one who's being mean to people.
What did I do to be mean to him? Steal his body oil?
I don't know, did you?
No! What do you think is going on?
I don't know. You're being mean to Grog. Apparently Ash is up to something.
What did I say or do that was mean? If you can't tell me, I can't change it now, can I? Got it. Ash, you said you're observing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you observing? It's a rock cave.
I didn't say I was observing the cave.
What are you observing then?
All of you.
Why?
That's really suspicious, you know.
Don't be suspicious.
Sorry.
Point! Poor Grog, he's only having a kid. You can't tell me what I did wrong with Grog. You're observing us for what reason? You double agent or something?
Maybe she's working with the Death Eater. He's working with the Death Eater.
Maybe
I don't
one of
think he's
you
smart
are.
enough to work with a Death Eater.
I think one of you are the ones that.
She's
got me
adopted, but
kidnapped.
she's not Death Eater. We got you kidnapped.
Yeah,
You walked in of your own volition and went, "Oh, look at me! I'm a tough, manly, not oil-chested elf. I think I'll trust these random strangers in this strange land and lay down in this locked room with no doors or windows. And when my friends come to rescue me, I'll go, thanks, but no thanks." Try that again, love. Oh, that felt good. Besides, when we were in combat, who is the one who was absent? Not Grug, not Kita, even though she's adopted. It was you.
That was not intentional.
That's what you say, and now you're just observing us. Were you observing us then? Creeper. So there was a window in your cell.
Says the one who was trying to sneak through the bathhouse naked.
Well, I'm not used to people being naked and kill a man and his wife made it easier. Well, I think she was his wife. I
Wait,
don't
wait,
remember.
a man and his wife?
Well,
See, she's keeping secrets.
You're keeping secrets from way now.
Just the one, because it was none of your business, and I
You
didn't want you.
created this.
I didn't want you to tell Utgar. I wanted him to feel special.
He's never even met you.
Just because I love more than one man doesn't mean that they're not both pretty and special.
I didn't say they weren't.
Not to mention, he's probably not even on this plane of existence. I mean, the one tiefling dude that smelt us said that we're not even from this world.
Well, duh.
Utgar's strong enough, he could rip through all the worlds.
Oh, Utka! All you ever talk about is Utka.
Oh, Grug, why are you so mean to Grug?
That was like 2 seconds ago.
Just since you went outside, came back in, it's just devolved completely.
Alright. Alright. I missed something now.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think you're both daft. I'm going out with the camels.
Fine, go out with the camels. At least you can't hurt their feelings too.
Why would I want to hurt their feelings? I haven't tried to hurt anyone's feelings.
I
Adopted freak.
need a perception from all three of you.
What about Grog?
That's
For
what
the
we-
moment, you guys are not sure what's going on with Grug as he appears to be doing his best not to be seen.
That is suspicious.
D&D meets the Kardashians meets Jersey.
Gator.
Oh god, for that one meme.
Gator,
Yeah.
what was your perception?
This one?
18.
Awesome. Kita,
14.
Ash,
11.
Goody. Okay,
You
thank you.
rolled one more than passive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Alright, what do I notice anything?
Thank you.
For what?
Tell me what the score was.
What score?
Your passive. Or your
Don't be
perception.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be
Oh, I'm
suspicious.
sorry.
Don't.
You told us to roll perception.
And I said thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
For something
And you
to
said
get
Grug's
done.
trying not to be seen?
Oh yes, right now it's one of those, oh my feet are very pretty.
Grug, what do you think about all this?
I don't want to get involved.
Why?
What happened to your voice?
It's all the helium in here.
Wait, is there a bunch of helium in here? Okay.
I'm going out by the camels.
I need you to roll a dexterity save.
Me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
15.
Wow. You're lucky.
Okay.
You matched the DC.
Whew, time goes to defender.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh,
This isn't good.
it's Krabby! You traitor! I don't want to be fireballs.
I suppose
It's close to Fireball. Very close.
Oh no.
It's a geyser, isn't it?
It is.
Oh
It is a sulfuric geyser.
Oh no. That's why the water tastes gross.
As you start making your way to the mouth of the cave,
Yeah.
you guys didn't catch the almost imperceptible vibrations in the ground.
Because we were arguing.
And as you approach the mouth of the cave,
Good for the skin.
there is this burst of heat. There is a plume of steam, an acrid odor, and this boiling hot sulfuric water that shoots up, creating a completely impassable wall from where you're standing to outside the cave. And you have just enough time to get out of the way before you are engulfed with this water. And you take half damage.
Half of what damage, DM?
Well, what is 5 plus 5
10,
plus 5
15,
plus 6
21,
plus 4
25,
plus 3?
28.
You take half of that.
Take 14.
Krabby says, Fireball doesn't sound so bad now, does it? That was almost max, wasn't it?
6 times 6 is 36. And the geyser does not seem to be dissipating.
It stays. I back up. Ow, 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 ow.
Katie, are you okay?
Though there is still that fire in your belly.
I think so, but it hurts and
Oh, you most definitely have burns and salt.
yeah, it hurt.
See what happens when you go storming off like that?
Well, you were being so mean, and all of you were just being so weird.
The fire in your belly is still there too.
You did this.
I did this, you did this.
Ash. That feeling is still there.
I wouldn't be surprised if you both did it and got us trapped in here on purpose.
Why would we get trapped in here on purpose? We're trapped too.
Stupid elf! We all need to get out of here. Is the geyser going away? Aren't geysers supposed to go away after? How thick is it? Like how wide?
Are you gonna put your arm through it? Oh wait, you mean it covers the mouth?
It covers the mouth?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
I want to take a javelin and try and throw it through and see if the javelin can pass through it.
The javelin is caught by the jet of water and launched.
Well, there goes one of your weapons.
Something
Mark
about
that
this.
javelin off.
I will. Something about this doesn't feel right. Grub would like to see if he can figure out what Ash is up to.
Oh. What is his passive insight?
His passive insight is 10.
He rolled a 9.
No, that's actually really helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Because you could just look at his character sheet and add it.
Yep.
And from here, there's just tunnels to the side, right?
There's 2 pocket caves and 1 tunnel.
Fine. Then I'm gonna go storm off down the tunnel.
We should probably stick together.
I don't want to be around you right now.
Me.
Go cuddle up with your oil-slicked boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend. You're just mad because he's here, not Upgar.
That's not a secret. I storm off down the tunnel, away from creepy elf, oil slick, and henpeck McGee.
Since when is Grub so quiet?
Yeah.
He's being NPC'd, otherwise he wouldn't be.
He's not dead yet.
This is fun.
He has fun with his mind games.
He does.
I'm actually
Try
having
being
fun.
married to the bugger.
I'm actually having fun because I can talk to Tim too.
I storm off down the tunnel.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow her because we really shouldn't probably split up. Let's go, you two. Widows.
I wait for all of them to go in front of me,
Okay.
and I've got one dagger that I pull out hidden with the hilt to my hand and the blade going up my forearm.
Are you reverse stripping it?
Yep, so that it trying to hide it as much as I can, just in case I need it.
How's the light in here now that the geyser's spewing up?
Actually, it still has the same kind of glow. So the light must be coming from elsewhere too.
Yeah.
What about the tunnel?
1.5 second here.
Yeah, no problem. It's getting there.
It looks really cool, Gibbs.
I wish it didn't repeat back to back though.
You are. The
But
light
it went from
kind
the
of
purple
shifts a
into
bit.
back into the green.
The light
Yeah.
shifts a bit.
The light kind of shifts a bit. It's like going through old hospitals
Okay.
Oh jeez.
where
Yeah.
as you're walking down the hallway, the light doesn't quite span the gap between the lights, so you get this really bright, then kind of dim, then bright, then kind of dim.
Gotcha.
So you got little pockets of dimmer light and brighter light and whatnot in between. And it goes down almost in a straight line.
Please no, Krabby.
No, there is not that one flickering light.
And a Dr. Ghost.
No, the Dr. Ghost might be there. But the flickering light, no, because I can hear them, and that noise is ingrained. Oh, it
It's awful.
destroys me. Because I can hear the electricity in it, and it's...
Yep.
And there's...
What?
Sorry. No.
And it's a straight line
Spoilers.
for quite some time. And the further you go down, that feeling that each of you have, the feeling that each of you have, including you, Grug. Grug grabs a piece of
Right?
Grug grabs a bit of stone off the ground and chucks it at the three of you during the middle of your argument. And just as you are like, fine, I'm going down the hallway, you realize that Grug is already stomping that direction. And he seems to be just livid.
It's my whole way to stomp down.
Well, if he
I'm
beat you
going
to
to.
it.
I'm gonna book it, like, run. Double move with my short, stubby halfling legs.
Okay. And like I said, you can see the lighting does that goofiness to you.
Yeah.
You running, you're starting to get out of breath, and it still hasn't changed direction. It is still going downward.
Like, okay, if I look behind me, do I...
Oh yeah, there is there is an incline behind you that goes on for a ways, and you can see Grug behind you.
I'm
It's
just
at a distance.
gonna continue on, like, I'm angry and hurt.
Are you running or are you stomping?
Ooh.
I'm jelly.
Spooky season.
Oh, I really want to do a spooky game.
That'd be cool.
I
Yes.
really want to do a spooky game.
Yes.
I'm not sure which game lands nearest Hallows Eve though,
I think it's actually Strahd.
which is unfortunate. I want to run a spooky game too.
Nervous.
Well, you can run a spooky game too.
Strong. Warrior. Actually, it would be Saltmarsh.
It would be Saltmarsh.
It would be Saltmarsh would be the day before because Halloween is on a Thursday this year.
Oh yeah, we can do spooky all the way. We'll just have to figure out how to push it. I think we might actually do the last half of October as spooky weeks.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That way everybody gets a chance to run a spooky game.
I got this.
Take some time to make Dragon Heist really, really creepy.
Strahd's creepy enough as it is.
Ooh.
Yes,
I could do
Strahd doesn't need too much more work. Just Just a little bit of atmosphere.
I'm so scared for Oriana's life, okay? That's all the spook I need.
So as you guys, I'm not sure we can do all month, but it's something we can talk about, Krabby. So yeah, after probably close to 5 minutes of going down this slope, you finally reach what feels like a landing. The ground starts to peter off,
Okay.
and it flattens out. As you reach the bottom of this, you are frozen
I'm frozen?
by what you see in front of you.
Yeah? And then what happens?
And then what happens is the rest of the group sees you standing down at the bottom of this incline, and she's not moving.
What?
Grug, being his self, is stomping down toward you and catches up to you just before the other two do, and he, at the same as you, freezes in his tracks.
And then...
You two show up,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you realize that the reason they're frozen in their tracks is because standing in front of them is something that you've only heard in stories. Something that you have,
He's gonna do it.
something that you guys have never thought you'd ever see.
Oh, so just look
And
dead
it's,
too.
and it's in front of you. And there's this burst of steam that shoots up out of the ground as you watch as it steps forward through the steam as if it didn't even exist.
No.
Yeah, we've seen one.
And a 10-foot, 12-foot, maybe even 16-foot tall dragon steps forward.
What color?
Yeah.
Ember, almost like coals burning. But it's not like the black that you saw. There's something different about this one. It looks like coals burning.
So it's a red dragon? A black
It's not a dragon.
You're not sure because whenever you've heard about red dragons, green dragons, and blue dragons, they are this scintillating color, and it's just one color that covers their body.
This has
Slightly different variants to it, but this
Shizen.
looks like burning embers.
Does it look anything like the black dragon we met in the swamp?
No. The black dragon in the swamp was a black scales with its little sheen, even though it did have some algae all over it, and that silver black belly.
Gotcha.
Again, very, very powerful colors,
Right.
but they were just a solid color. This, as you watch it more and more, it's almost like fire flickering throughout the scales that is on it.
I want to address it in Draconic.
And it looks at all of you, and you can just feel. You don't see, you can feel this sinister amusement. And how do you want to address it?
Excuse me. I didn't mean to stumble into your home. What's your name? Trying to...
Krabby. I want it.
Right?
As you address it in Draconic, something catches you. Its head turns, and its eyes lock with yours. And unlike the black dragon, where when you looked it in the eyes, there was this ancient, cunning intelligence behind the eyes,
Right.
you see a bestial cunning. Like you're looking at the eyes of a shark.
Hashtag not my dragon.
And when you finish asking your question, I need a dexterity save from everybody.
Of course you do.
Danger sense?
Yep.
Thank goodness for rogue. Oh, honey.
As it breathes out a cone of fire,
Yep.
It's Tim's fault.
It's what?
It's Tim's fault.
Why is it Tim's fault?
What'd you say again? We're dead.
and what I get for a dexterity save, Kate.
21.
Kia.
19.
Grub.
18.
Good. Ash. 2.
11.
Wow. You only missed by 1. The DC
That's
was
why.
12.
That's why it's Tim's fault. Here by my thumb.
Yep. He said TPK now.
Ah, shut up, Tim.
As the flames from this creature billow forth, the people that saved take half damage.
Yep.
The one that did not save takes full damage.
And you take quarter.
If you use Uncanny Dodge, it is quarter. And that would be 24, 28.
Total?
28 damage in total.
So
So that's 14 damage for those who took half and 7 for those who took quarter.
Ouch. I'd like to rage.
And with that,
What?
because this is going to be an extremely dangerous fight, I would like to have everybody present.
Yeah.
We are going to wrap up just a touch early tonight.
Yeah.
So when we get together with Sand and Magic next,
Thank you.
Yeah.
you will be fighting this creature.
What is
That
it?
Katie has no idea what it is.
For those of you who are curious, I will show you a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And just because I am a kind and generous DM,
Yes, sir.
it is not an adult dragon, it is a wormling. Thank you, everybody.
You're nervous monsters, huh? Huh?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I am
Yeah, I got that too.
very thankful to have you here. We will. Okay, so Grug is now pulling a
Gray.
gray, yeah. We will most likely be doing our first giveaway for the tickets on our next Lorimir, which is this coming Saturday.
Yes.
So I'm going to double check and make sure we have everything set up for that. I will make an announcement tomorrow on Twitter and Facebook for when we're doing the giveaway. It will be this week. I will make sure you have the times and places. I ask if you would be so kind as to share that with the world. We will see you guys on Wednesday for Strahd,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then Lorimir, and then Dragonheist.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Oh, it's already dark. I'm not gonna clean out the fire pit tonight.